Hello, everybody. I don't think anybody's in here at the moment, but hello. Let's see here. MiVidaVeVe. Oh, that's crazy. So people have to be here. Got it. There's a lot to do on this thing. Yo, what is up, my dude? Kind of just vibing out at the moment. But it is Wednesday, and I am the host for today. What is up? I had a very special song, but I wanted to wait. I think it'll be funny. I think it'll be good. How do I do that? There you are. So many controls. Digitallandbroker, what is up, man?
What's good, my guy?
What's good, my guy? How you doing?
I'm great, man. How are you this evening?
Good. It's Wednesday, my dudes.
Yes, sir. Hump day.
It's such a hump day today, dude. You have no clue. Long
Hump
day at work.
day. Hump day. I'm gonna let you know, and I want to do this before anybody joins in. This is my first space ever
Let's
joining
go.
ever. Yeah. So mark the date. I actually screenshotted this. Yes, sir. Yeah, real
Hell yeah.
believe. And I've been part of few of them, but I prefer to do it on the low. You dig?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
It's nerve-wracking sometimes when you're on top of a stage with a whole bunch of people down below. And it's not even a real stage.
Right. And listen. You're right for most people, but for me, it's like, I don't care if it's a one person or 1,000. I prefer intimacy. You dig?
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha. That
yeah,
one-on-one.
yeah, yeah. That one on one, just let them know. Now nobody else should know from here on out. You dig? Don't even let
I
them know.
got you.
Don't let them know. Ev, we good, right?
We chilling.
Yes, sir.
Good day
Let me
today.
Man, you know, always chilling, always chilling, always chilling, doing what I'm supposed to do as a human being in this world. You heard?
Yeah, yeah. I feel like you're an alien now, though. No, I was kidding.
One more time.
I was like, I feel like you're an alien now, though. But I'm just playing.
I am. Yeah. Oh, definitely.
I am.
Oh yeah,
I'm on
I
cloud
am.
9 right now.
Yeah, I am, and it doesn't matter because I'm honest. So how about
Yeah, I
that?
got you. Yeah, I got you. I got you on that. Where's everybody at, though? I'm early, that's why.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. I've been meaning to take part of one of these on WebV Wednesdays. I know a lot of people have been, well, this been going for a minute, and
Yeah, we were at episode 12 today.
Yeah, I've always been like, look, I'm like the double dutch, ready for somebody. I was doing that, hop in, like bouncing back and forth before I get in the double dutch. Yeah. So now it is.
There's always a chill vibe here, I think.
It is, man. No pressure, but always welcome, and that's what I like about it. I mean, there's certain groups I would rather be vocal in as opposed to others for the reason of debating and just not vibing, man. Just not vibing. Everybody's a thug on Twitter. It's crazy.
Hey, them keyboard warriors, they'll come get you.
Good Lord, man. And if you was in my presence, you wouldn't say all the foul shit you would say. You heard me?
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I gotta appreciate that this is the way of the world too, as well. Like, you can say what you want to without getting pressed.
Yeah, especially digitally. Like, no one's gonna tell you. Well, somebody will tell you something, but they can't really control it, which is funny.
And that's what I'm getting to. Like, you really have to be articulate with your vocabulary and how you respond to people, as opposed to like, damn, if you was in my presence, you wouldn't even be saying this body, because my body language would express something else.
Gotcha. Who got you pressed on Twitter though?
Nobody. Come on, stop it. This is my first time. I'm really trying to let people know, don't do it. Do not do it. Do not do it, because I will send you a ticket, or I will fly straight out to you private. Don't do it. I don't do this internet, talking trash shit. I'm about building a community, man. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I'm really part of like this WebV Wednesdays, and you know what I'm saying, like trying.
It's always a chill time.
Yeah, it's always a chill time. It's always about positive vibes, man, because anything else is just uncivilized, and people don't really want the uncivilized version of anybody.
Oh yeah.
Right, and that goes for anybody. Like, everybody has their, Oh, here we go.
Oh. D, what is up?
Yo.
We had Digital come in and we were just chatting up some vibes.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh shit, am I late?
No, I started about like 5 minutes early.
Nice. Hey, nice to talk to you, Digital Land.
Yeah. I was just telling
it's his first.
Go ahead, E. Let him know.
It's his first time up on as a speaker.
Oh,
so
damn! Welcome.
He felt welcome today. I was like, okay, hell yeah, bring it up.
Nice.
Yeah.
What is up, guys? I am your host today for WebV Wednesday,
whoop,
and
whoop.
we're gonna do it a little bit different. I had a song for you guys. It's actually really funny. I think it fits perfect for today. So give me
classical?
1 second. Almost.
Don't put us to sleep.
No, you're not sleeping.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I saw that video.
Therapy.
It is Wednesday, my dudes. I don't know. Were you guys able to hear that cool?
Yeah, that was
I
cool.
bet.
I was jamming.
Oh, man. I wanted to play something according to the day, and this was what came to mind today.
Yeah, it's perfect for Hungry Wednesday.
Does anybody remember that old Vine? I don't know if anybody watched Vine back in, like, fuck, I don't know.
I watched some Vines, but then that kind of went away, right? And then TikTok came.
Yeah, it changed like quite a bit. It was like Vine, Musical.ly, then TikTok, I believe, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think I saw that one.
No, it's an old one. I was on my phone a lot as a adolescent, I'd say. But good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you might be in the world. This is WebV Wednesdays, brought to you by WebV Collective. This is Evlvd, and I'm your host today. We got a co-host D in the house, and I'm gonna invite DYNO up here as co-host as well. Today we're just hanging out, talking about anything VeVe, NFT, pop culture, gaming, all of the above. We're gonna do it all. What's up, guys?
Right. What's up, everyone? Digitalland, MC, Arcade, Cashflow, TheeBiggestBro, OG Vault. Thank you guys for tuning in.
What a room, huh? Star-studded in here. What's going on, everybody? Good to see you all.
all G. What's good?
What's up, Digital? Nice to meet you, man.
Great meeting you as well, sir. I've seen and heard a lot about your spaces, so let's get it.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah, let's go. DYNO, Digital. Thanks for being the first speakers today. How is everybody doing on VeVe? Anybody shopping? Anybody buy anything, sell anything?
I got some of the DC stuff a couple hours ago.
DC on like Palm?
Yeah, on Palm.
Oh, okay, like a comic or what?
It was like the sketch poster. There was one for Titans and the Superman. That's the one. That's the two I got. And then the other two, I think, were Green Lantern and Green Arrow.
I think I seen a picture somebody posted. They're pretty cool. I like them.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally forgot about it until I saw Guri. He had posted it. I was like, oh shit, I gotta go and buy mine. Yeah, they're pretty cheap. I got them for like $4 and $5.
Oh, they got some cheap stuff over there, huh?
Yeah, not. Yeah, like for me, like I'm more of a DC person, so I like to try and get all the DC stuff if I can. What about you?
I've been trying to sell things because I can't put too much money in at the moment. So I'm trying to get a set that is gonna be monumental, in my opinion, for me. I can't. I can't. I talked about it in one of the episodes. Someone can go find it, but yeah. I'm gonna
making
post
me
it.
think I'm sleeping now because I know what you're talking about, and I'm just like completely off of it. But I might be sleeping.
No, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing.
Well, at the very least, you're a fan, so you can't go wrong. But you might be right, bro.
For sure. What about you, Diana? You buying anything?
Dude, I've been pretty dormant for the last. I think the last thing I bought was the UR of Spider 2099, but I haven't bought anything in like a week. Haven't even been looking at the market. I've been out of the loop. But so is it me, or has VeVe been kind of quiet too? because when I don't pay attention, then I just think nothing's happening in the world. But it does kind of, I went through the feed a little bit and I was like, oh, I don't think I missed a whole lot.
Yeah, when I looked in the VeVe feed, it was there's a lot of interactions going on, but I mean that just kind of depends on, I guess, who you're following and if they're trying to buy something or selling stuff. Yeah.
Well, that would be perfect if you guys want to clue me in on what's been going on, because yeah, like I said, I've just been kind of taking a break from, well, not purposely, but just haven't been on Twitter much, haven't been looking at the VeVe market much. So yeah,
I've got a short rundown of what's going on VeVe related.
Oh, okay, for sure. Well,
Yeah, go for it.
we don't have to jump the gun, but if you're ready.
I don't know. No, I mean, I don't know. It feels like you're ready for some topics.
I'm ready.
All right. Well, tomorrow we got Iron Man first appearance of Howard Stark, Tony Stark's dad, Iron Man's dad. Are we going for that? Anybody going for that?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and go for at least one.
Same. 7500 edition. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. So, but it shouldn't be bad.
I'll press my luck. I know I'm gonna get a comment. Can't wait.
It makes me feel better to get a common for something that's has a lower edition size, but then again, it's like it's common. I hit those all year. Give me something new. Although
Yeah.
I did get lucky the last week for Gwen, so can't be too
Oh yeah,
too
you
mad.
got an SR,
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. I want to say I've only gotten like one SR, I think, since the 2 years that I've been in here.
You're just coming soon. I feel it.
Yeah, soon. Maybe next year. I feel it. I did sell one of my Minnie Mouse, those posters we got.
The lenticular cards? Or
no, the ones where it was just like Minnie, like the different variants of Minnie.
It's the polka
one with,
dot
like
one.
the polka dot one, yeah.
Yeah, the polka dot one. So I actually sold her, and a couple other small things because I'm trying to save enough to get a Silver Surfer.
Okay.
That's my next goal. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I need to have him.
How much is Silver Surfer these days?
Let me see. Can't even remember.
I would say somewhere around 60. I haven't checked recently, but off the top of my head, just guessing.
It's it actually went down to 30, about 35.
Oh wow.
So I guess
that's crazy. It like went up like not that long ago. I don't think it went up as high as 60 though. Maybe I'm tripping.
No, it was like a either 50 or 60 at one time. That's why I was starting to sell stuff, and then I stopped looking at the price because I didn't make enough for it yet. So I'm getting closer.
I think I saw Daredevil up in the 60s last week. So I wonder what happened to that because I haven't checked, but those two seem kind of linked to me.
Daredevil. Let's see.
This is why we need gifting on. That way, some people who have extras or don't, or just want to gift, would be willing to give.
Exactly.
Yes, for sure.
100% agree. It's so much easier.
Even if they did like a fee, like OpenSea or something, just to like, I don't know. I have no clue why.
Yeah. Charge a percentage. It just would encourage transaction. That's it. Just encourage transaction. If you can transact, that's what creates economies, stronger economies.
True.
Yeah, and just to be able to build communities too. I know a lot of content creators and just people on Twitter, they like to give things away as a way of giving back to their community. So it would be nice to do that. What we've been doing is the Sniper Alley, just doing it for $1, but then any random person can get it. It would be a lot better to just gift it, like you're saying.
Do like a spinny wheel thing, like Rugger and Arcade over there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, MC was he used to always do that when we had transfers.
Oh, MC. I forgot MC was right here. My bad.
Yeah.
OG Vault 2. Dude, what am I doing? I'm sorry.
I told you from the beginning it was a star-studded show.
But I didn't even realize. Like, I knew
Oh,
they were
that's
there,
what
and
you
I'm
meant.
like,
Yeah.
I totally missed that. That just went over my head.
Yep.
Sorry.
And O'Malley too. So yeah. Got
I guess
double
it's
quill.
just me not trying to freak out.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Fanboying.
No, honestly, it's a little chesty, you know. But we also got a lot more going on in VeVe. Got Pixar Elementals posters on Friday. We got the More Evil Monkeys by Ron English on Sunday. Also, a new update from VeVe containing topics of interoperability, OMI to NFT, I believe, or some sort of OMI utility. If correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie. I did watch MC's video just to kind of have this on my head. Cashflow, what does that mean?
There you go.
Oh yeah,
What's up, Cashflow?
What's up? Sorry, I didn't mean to break up the conversation. I can be patient.
Of course you
No
did.
worries.
Oh well,
You're chilling.
I wanted to say what's up because yeah, I think DYNO said, man, this is a very star-studded room. I was a little bit freaking out because I'm like, dang, look at all these YouTube content creators. You know, Evlvd, I just watched your video the other day with Tails and Falcon. Dope, super dope video. You got
Big
DYONAndOnly
thanks.
from the Real Uncommon podcast. You guys both do great work, man. And fucking Kid Arcade and TheeBiggestBro, bro, those Sunday spaces, super hype, man, super hype. Uh, I love being in the comments. I haven't won any giveaways or guessed anything fast enough yet, but I will keep on typing my little fingers away. You know, and we got OG Vault. You know, that's how I first learned how to actually land a drop on VeVe. So we pay our respects.
You're
And
Yeah.
my collectibles, bro, you can't match this man's energy. It's always the best. And DYNO, I don't know that I've gotten to see your videos yet, man. I don't know if we've connected, but I'm sure they will be dope. So I will give you a follow, and I would love to be a fanboy for you too. And O'Malley, he's always on spaces. I love to get roasted by him, you know. And Digital, I hear it's your first space, man. That's really, really awesome as a speaker. So shout out to you, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I'm a big fan of like a lot of the people in this room, man. You guys do really, really cool work.
Oh, thanks, man.
Thank you, bro.
Appreciate you.
Much love, dog. I appreciate all the flowers to all of us. All these crazy content creators.
Lots
That
of
was
love,
3
man.
C's in one word.
Nice to meet you, Cashflow. Thank you for the kind words. And yeah, I mean, I second that. Got a lot of amazing people in the room who contribute to making VeVe thrive as a community. So thank you, everybody. And yeah, I actually stopped making videos on my own channel like a month ago, but I'm doing everything with WebV now. So check out that YouTube. Little shameless plug, but yeah, got a lot of amazing people in that, and looking to continue adding people to the Discord and just keep the positive sentiment going through a bear market. That's what we're doing here.
Hell yeah, I love that, man. That's like a lot of what you guys do, producing the content. It's it definitely keeps the spirits high. I know that it keeps mine high in you know, in down moments like this.
Yeah, and we really want to focus on the fandoms and the love of collecting, which is something new to me. it's something that VeVe turned me into, and it took me a good year and a half, 2 years to finally realize, man, that's the true value of why we're all here and why we're still here. If you were here for the money, then probably not the best place to be anymore. But yeah, this is things we grew up with, things that are nostalgic, that we all enjoy, things that we do as a hobby in our free time, and just connecting with people who same things, because sometimes out there in the world it's hard to find people that connect on that level. So that's why we're all here. I love it.
Oh, yeah,
Nicely said, DYNO.
Greatly said. So can it be considered a bear market if we love it?
It's a bull market in terms of this community. I mean, you see a lot of people connecting, and it feels more close-knit than ever before. So
it could never be a bear market when you're community building.
Amen.
You dig?
Amen. I like it.
You dig?
So we're a bull where it matters. I mean at heart. I mean in the community.
This is a bull run at heart. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
It's always a bull when you connect and then making friends and understanding that we can actually do this together. Period.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what the community is about, right? We got to do it together, not separately.
When as MC has said, this is the golden age, right? So when we all look back on this in 10 years, a lot of friendships were made. I'm sure fortunes are going to be made. A lot of collections were built. So yeah, this is the golden age.
We're watching history be made in front of our eyes.
Yeah, and participating in it, right? Like we're helping write it. So, and these are recorded, so I'm gonna watch this when I'm 45 years old, and I'm gonna be like, oh man, I remember the good times when, just the nostalgia.
The love for VeVe just takes over, dude. In my opinion. Biggest bro, what is up, Mr. Rugger? How are you doing today, buddy?
My WebV family, what's going on, baby? Yes! Another beautiful Wednesday to rise and grind, to be here and collect, to enjoy with my friends on the Twitter Spaces. How you doing? How you living? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling like I got a vault full of great things and only going up from here, baby. Only going up. Yes, sir.
Now, do you feel alive, sir?
I do. I used to be dead, they said. I used to be dead, they said. Not me. You can't kill what can't die. So what's up, guys? I'm feeling great this week. Not too much to buy for me. I'm going to watch everybody else get on the market and stuff. The beautiful thing about being in here for a long time is when people look at the shiny stuff, I go hunt the old stuff, the old forgotten stuff, and I go rescue it. Like, oh, come here, little Kang. You come over here. You $20? Yeah. Come. Oh, what's that over there? Oh, Batman. Batman's down to $20. Come over here. You come over here. I got you, buddy. This is great. I love a bear market, whatever market they want to call it. You know, opportunities are here. You just gotta see them, man. You just gotta see them. You just gotta take advantage of them. You know?
Preach, bro. That's on point, 100%.
Bro, this is amazing. It's like listening to a live YouTube video.
It's a round table, and you're part of it, buddy.
My mind is being blown.
Guys,
don't get too blown now. Okay?
I am also very excited that VeVe is creating a team for digital for digital Web3 and all that good stuff. You know, I wasn't here in the beginning, so I know that they were talking about interoperability way in the beginning, but now they're setting the path. They're setting the course, and I just want to give my flowers to Mitch, man. I love that guy. He don't really talk. When people call him, he's like, look, man, I'm not here to talk. I'm here to work. Let me work. I'm like, you go, Mitch. You go.
Run, Mitch, run. Did you guys see that Photoshop edit did with Mitch on a treadmill, or was it the hamster wheel? I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna share it.
Yeah, pin that.
Wait,
I gotta see it. Were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I say, who made that?
Ed, Mr. Ed.
Oh, of course, Ed.
Of course, it was Ed.
It had to be Ed.
Of course, it's Ed. He's
when is Ed coming on? Let's talk collectively. That's what I want.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
He probably bust a clever jerk and just stay down below and not come up. No, I don't know.
That's funny though. That's hilarious. No, this is refreshing because back in the day it was, oh, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're doing this, we're doing that, and every timeline would be delayed. They would deliver eventually, but people would get frustrated and FUD. And now they're just putting their head down and working, and I prefer that. That's what they should be doing. As VeVe Investments talks about, they're a private company. They don't owe us any information. Speaking of him, he just entered the room, but he talks about how they're a private company. They don't owe us any information. And yeah, of course, when you make promises and then you aren't able to keep them, it ruins trust. And I've had my skepticism as well. I think that's healthy, but at the same time, right now they're under promising, and we'll see how they deliver. But I'm just glad that they're bringing in the right people at this point. It gives us a reason to be bullish already more than we are, right? But it just gives us reason to think that things are changing, and we've already seen a number of app updates that took years and now they're rolling out in months. So yeah, I'm excited for what Mitch and the team are doing, and marrying the OUP and the MCP together, I think is a good idea. Make those cohesive, make OMI matter to VeVe and VeVe matter to OMI. It's what we all thought from the beginning, and it seems like it's happening. So I'm bullish.
Couldn't have said it better, bro. You probably said it way better than I could have said it. You got that market skill. I'm like, I just want to buy something. What about the Pixar Elementals? Anybody gonna go for that? Those are kind of cool. The movie hasn't even come out though yet, has it?
I thought the movie did come out. No.
I think isn't it supposed to come out, or
Elementals
did it already come
is
out?
not out yet. I think it's
Not yet.
a couple weeks. I'm not sure. I know they're not dropping this week because Batman not Batman. Flash is dropping this week. But
yeah,
so I'm thinking they have to go probably the week after. They wouldn't do that. Not with Michael Keaton coming out this week. Let's go! Oh my god, I'm excited.
Yeah, we're gonna go watch it this weekend.
It looks so dope. I really do want to see that, but I have to see Spider-Verse first.
Brother.
Oh, that was awesome.
Oh, brother, you haven't seen that? Oh my.
I know. I'm sleeping.
Look. I'm only gonna say two things, okay? Two things. One thing, I'm glad I'm in the VeVe community because I got a lot of those Easter eggs. I was like, ooh, that's that comic. Ooh, that's that comic. I got that one right there. Yeah. And then the other thing is, realize that this movie is going to leave with room for a third movie, right? Because I wasn't prepared. And so, like, when the movie was coming to the end, it just gave me, like, the anime ending where, like, I was like, oh, no, they're going to do it to me. No. So just know that there's going to be a third movie. So just set your expectations for that. You know what I mean?
Don't get too attached, is what you're saying.
Like not get too attached, but just like know it's gonna leave you. It's gonna leave you like, oh.
I know it was an amazing movie though, but yeah, I agree. I was like, what the f, man? You can't do this to me.
Yeah, but it like amazing animation, just the details. Like, oh yeah, you got to see it before I go nuts. But yeah.
Okay, let's move on before you spoil it for me. There's also, did you guys see Guardians of the Galaxy 3? I did see that.
I did see that. That was, to me, it was a great trilogy. It was a great ending to that story, and especially with characters that before I saw the movie I didn't care about. I didn't know, you know what I mean? And then for them to finish it up like that, it was a beautiful swan song for them, for sure.
It was heartfelt for sure.
Yeah.
My wife got a little hurt with the animal cruelty they were showing, sadly.
Oh,
I don't know, it was weird. It was cool, but it was weird.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that got me too, man. I ain't gonna lie. Ooh, yeah.
I was like, don't grab me like that, bro. You don't touch me like that.
What you doing? No. Yeah. See, I'm gonna spoil everything. Don't get me started.
Yeah. We probably shouldn't do that. That's a good one. You guys should watch it if you guys have a heart. If you don't, you should still watch it.
Are you guys one of the people that when you're watching movies with other people, you're the talker, or you ask all the questions even though no one has seen the movie?
Hell no.
No.
Okay.
Please don't do it.
That is so annoying.
Not during
Super annoying.
No,
Oh my
I'm the
God.
person that when you watch a movie, if I already seen it, I just sit there and watch your reaction just to feed off of it. Because if I get that first feelings again, it's like, yeah, that was messed up,
Yeah.
huh? Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too.
Oh, that made you
or
cry?
when you go with people that. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
go. No, you go. No, you go.
No, I was gonna say it's cool when you see it with people who are like, who have like that same like what do you call it, energy, so you're like even more hyped up going to see it.
You know what? That's a good topic. What was a movie you saw in the theater that was unmatched because of the energy in the theater with you? I don't know if I asked this already before, but
off the top of my head, it would be like Endgame.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was that thing. Everyone in the crowd was just like,
yeah, straight up. Endgame, for me, it was Endgame, Cabin in the Woods, and Get Out. Like, I vividly remember watching those three, and it was just hilarious. Hilarious.
I haven't watched it.
You haven't watched which one?
Get Out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
ooh.
I know, boo.
Ooh.
Yeah,
There's like so much shit to watch, man.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
That is true. There's too much to watch.
You're telling me Ozman's got a list going for me, and I haven't seen some classics either. So, but for me,
break it down.
for me, I would say
DYNO, what you got?
The Dark Knight. I'm dating myself, but the Dark Knight in theater.
Yeah,
dude, when people were flipping out about the Joker, I was like, dude, it's crazy. And then we all thought, oh yeah, they're gonna have a third movie because they just left him or Batman just left him hanging. But then tragedy happened. But yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, and they were clowning Heath too before that, like, oh, you're gonna let the Brokeback Mountain Dew go for it, blah blah blah. And I was like, man, y'all never watched Knight's Tale. Heath is that guy.
Oh, Knight's Tale. Yeah, that's who I remember him from.
Yeah, that's my guy.
I watched that movie so much times in school. I'm dating myself now.
So June has been kind of like quiet, you know what I mean? Like with the drops and stuff like that, which I kind of like because I'm like Evolved. I'm sitting there trying to recycle my collectibles to get money because I don't want to put no more money in. I'm broke. I'm broke. But I know what's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. I'm gonna put more money in there. They're like, here comes, you know. I don't want to say the P word. Let me refrain myself. But
don't get too excited now.
You're
gonna get me excited,
dude. They got like, they give me like some anime, man. Ooh, I'm out of here, boy. I'm out of here, boy.
I gotta just throw some water on the fire real quick.
Let's go. Yeah, please.
I remember Reese saying that music and sports were coming before anime, so we still haven't gotten any even sniff of music or sports. So, of course, that's meaning Reese is telling the truth, which he's never given me reason.
I don't know if he has a good record from what I have seen or heard, but
I wasn't gonna say it.
I'm sorry.
You did.
I'm sorry, Reese. I'm sorry. Forgive me, please. Give me a logo, and I'll forgive you too. Just kidding. Yeah.
It'll all go away.
Okay, fine. Give WebV a logo. All right. Just we'll all share it, and then we'll forgive you.
Man, I'll tell you something, man. That Go logo, it made people turn bearish real quick when they didn't get it, brother. It was bad. It was bad. We lost plenty of soldiers, man. We lost soldiers. But I am going to be getting my blue logo, hopefully, for going to the Decon kickoff party. I was scared because people were getting emails and I didn't get an email, but apparently that was just if your email didn't match up with your username. So I'm hoping for that, you know, I'm putting it out there. It's going to work. Airdrops will work fine.
Hey, real quick.
I believe you'll get it. I believe everybody will get it.
How many people were there? How many logos do you think will be added to the supply?
I'm going to say at least 100. There's a good amount of us there, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I was supposed to go. I was super sad that I didn't get to make it, but it was really cool to see how it went, and I hope to go to the next one. I really do.
Yeah, it was dope, man. I was there. I was too shy to talk to anybody, so I sat at the table by myself, and then I met some cool people. And the guy next to me, we were sitting there chopping it up. And during the raffle, he won the ultra rare Vader, and I was like, "That's dope. That was really cool."
Did you think you're too shy? I don't believe that, bro. I do not believe that for one second.
Here's the thing, man. It takes a little bit for me to warm up, man. I am a watcher. I'll sit there and I'll just watch everybody like, oh, there's all the famous YouTube people. Oh, and then you know what the coolest thing was? Sitting there and listening to people talk, and then I was like, oh, wait a minute, I know that voice from Spaces. It like started like putting people together from Spaces and stuff like that. That was dope. But yeah, I still was like, no. I had my wife, and my wife was just like, you guys are all silly people with your silly gems and not real money. And I was sitting there trying to explain it. No, man, this is awesome. Blah blah blah.
That's cool that she went though, supported.
Oh no, it was dope, man. It was a dope event. Every event that I've been to with VeVe has been it's been nice. Like food taken care of, drinks was taken care of. The bowling alley was a really dope after party. Sanjay's thing at Dave & Buster's was dope for Decon. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't know. And it goes with how I run, like with my Twitter. Like on my Twitter, I don't really post about the collectibles really or like anything like that. I just post about the people. I support the community and like everybody that I've met and everybody I haven't met yet. Like when I went to Decon, I bought me an old Millie tee just because he rocking the tees. I'm gonna buy the tees from Old Millie. You know what I mean? Anybody have merch? I'm first one like, oh yeah, let me get the merch. I don't know why, but I'll take it. You know?
I think I have an O'Malley tee, the O'Millionaire one from back in the day. That was way back in the day. But I bought it right at he was on Discord and talking about the tees, and I just became an O'Millionaire, so I was like, I have to. So it was a perfect way to celebrate. I still got it.
Yeah, I got mine is the decon one that he made. And I was like, oh yeah, that's lit. And then you go there and you match his shirts with people, and then I was like, all right, that's my way to ice break. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, man, you think it's easy for me to talk to people, but like when I don't know anybody, like I was there with my brother, right? So it's just two big, tall dudes just sitting there, How do I talk? I don't know.
That's how I am, man. That's how I am, but I think nobody would be surprised by that. But I would do exactly what you did. Bring your lady, bring your brothers, bring your friends. That way you're not by yourself sitting at a table looking like a loser, right? At least you always have someone to talk to.
Exactly.
Did you just call him a loser?
No, I said he wasn't a loser.
No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I know.
But we got a new speaker up here. What's up, Nas? I
Yo.
feel like an ass. I'm sorry, guys. What's up, Nas?
No, my bad. I'm just
a sniper.
There's no sniper in here. What's up, Paul? What's up, DYNO? What's up, D? Biggest bro. Hey, by the way, man, I swear to God, now that I remember, I remember seeing you at the Decon kickoff party. Correct me if I'm wrong, you were chilling way in the back, like by that last food truck most of the time, like when everyone was standing.
Yep, exactly. Like a lurker.
You, bro, I was standing right next to you. 100%. I know that for a fact. And just so you know, next time I catch you on an event, I'm gonna make you speak hella loud because you are the biggest hype man, bro, and in all beautiful ways.
That means a lot, man. Much love, brother.
But I can relate to you as far as being shy, because the first few events I was really shy, but then after I started talking to the community, I went to all the events. Anytime I saw somebody I know I came across, I always went up to them, no questions asked. Like I'll give an easy example for anyone in the room here. I saw MC at Decon, didn't hesitate to say what's up. Saw OG at Decon, didn't hesitate to what's up. Hinano 100% saw him at Decon, didn't hesitate to say what's up. And then the Batman Who Laughs, dude, I chilled with him a shit ton over there, and great guy. Kid Arcade, another guy, shout out to him because going up to him was really cool. And I was a b-boy as a kid, so when I saw him, I was like a little fanboyish too. But it was a good time for everyone out there in general. And we are in that season. I just can't wait for the next announcement for the IRL events. The community is really fun, like no joke. As long as you kind of keep everything else aside, outside of the other stuff.
Yeah, for sure. It was fun. Like our experience when we went to Decon was
You too, D? Oh my god. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I'm like the shortest person ever in the community, so it's not hard to miss me.
Didn't miss you at all. I definitely saw you for sure.
Yeah, it was a great experience, and what was so funny was because here in Hawaii you like wear slippers all the time, or flip-flops, sandals as people call it. So my daughter and I were the only ones I saw wearing slippers throughout the whole, like the 3 days we were there. I was like, should I wear shoes? I'm like, nah, you know what? I'm gonna just be myself and I'm gonna wear freaking slippers. But yeah, it was cool to meet so much people. I remember seeing TheeBiggestBro, but I didn't know him at the time, so I was just like, I didn't go and say hi. But now that I know him, hell yeah, I'm gonna go up to you.
As you should. Everybody should now. And you come up, you get the biggest hug. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, at Decon, like there was two people that I was like, all right, I'm cool. Like when I saw OG Vault, I was like, oh no, I gotta say what's up to Vault. Vault's, he's the genesis to this. You know what I mean? He's what got me in. And then I had to say what's up to my collectibles. Like no fear. Like I went up to those two guys and like, yo, what's up, man? I love you guys. Thank you for what y'all do.
Yeah, that's the first person that we actually ran into was MC. And it was like we've always been friends. That's how it felt, just meeting him in person.
One day I'll make it to an event. I haven't been to any. Can clearly see I'm missing out, so can't wait. D, I got a question though. If you call flip-flops slippers, then what do you call slippers?
Wait, what?
Well, what do you call the shoes that you wear inside?
We don't wear shoes inside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you
remove your slippers. You take off your slippers before you enter someone's house.
Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of cultures that do that, right? So okay.
Yeah,
makes sense. So you don't have a word then for inside shoes because that just doesn't. You just don't do that.
Night slippers.
Socks.
Fluffy slippers. I don't know.
I'm wearing moccasins right now.
Oh, I have a pair of moccasins. Those are comfy.
Yeah, I only wear them inside though. But I call them,
Oh, there you
they're
go.
moccasins, but I call them slippers. But no, that's a fun fact. That's very nice.
In the hood, we call those house shoes.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So Crocs or what is it? What are they called? What do you call them? Moccasins.
Oh, moccasins. Like the
Crocs or
moccasins are like the soft leathery ones. Crocs got the holes inside.
Yeah, Crocs are the rubber things with the holes in the.
They're so comfy though. So.
Oh comfy. People wear them everywhere.
I tried wearing the Crocs. Well, I did wear Crocs, but I wore them, I guess, for so long outside that when I took it off, I had, they have the holes, so I had like hole marks on top of my feet. Yes, that's how long I was outside, where it turned a different color.
Do you want to know a weird story about Crocs? All right.
What?
So let me take you on a journey, right? So if you guys ever seen the movie Idiocracy? Anybody?
Oh yeah.
So in that movie, I forgot Mike Judge. I think that was the director's name. He was like trying to figure out like what would these people wear in this society where like everybody's like IQ is like at 10 and just dumb and stuff like that. He was like, I gotta figure out what kind of shoes these type of people would wear. And there was this new Kickstarter company came out with some shoes. And he was like, nobody would really wear these shoes. 100%, they were Crocs. If you look at that movie, all the people are wearing Crocs. It's hilarious.
I don't think I noticed that. I'm gonna have to go and rewatch it now.
I'm gonna have to go watch it just because of the Crocs.
Man, you're gonna Crocs now, bro. You're calling me an idiot.
No. I'm just saying. It's determined. It's predetermined future.
My IQ is 10. Jesus. MC, what's up, MC? How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm pretty psyched, you guys. I'm pretty pumped. I managed to get the Luke Skywalker set tonight. I finally got the ultra rare. I've been trying to get it for weeks. Oh, I'd like to thank there's so many people I'd like to thank. Let me start with I was trying to get that ultra rare for like weeks and weeks, and it was like really high, and it blew way up, and then it came back down, and I didn't have the gems, and I finally made some moves tonight. I sadly had to sell my Kang ultra rare, which I got on the drop, but I basically switched the Kang set for the Luke set. So I'll go back and get Kang when I can, but that was the one I had to sell. And I sold some comics and stuff, just some lower level ones, but I had to sell Kang, and I was like really not wanting to because I love that Kang set. I just love it. And I got the ultra rare on the drop, so but that was the one thing that kind of pushed me up. And then I had to sell a few more comics because somebody listed a Luke ultra rare at 249, and I was like, oh, I gotta go. But then Amazing Fantasy, my uncommons, someone's listing there's one that was just over 200. So if there was like for a minute, I was like gonna go buy that instead and add my 27th. But I'm like, no, I think I'll just secure this Luke one because I've been trying desperately to get this set complete. And my next target now is getting the Hoodie Miles back. I got to get that Hoodie Miles back, but that one's another level. It's like almost 600, so I have to work my way up to that one. But it's a good night for me. I'm happy that set's locked away, and yeah, it's been a long time coming.
I mean, MC, did you hit the SR on the drop?
No, but I bought it day one for 589, and I was all over that one. I was ready, and I didn't hit that drop. I didn't get any of it. So I have to do things the hard way, you guys. I don't land secret rares. I don't land things I can flip. I got to do it the hard way. I got to earn it. I got to work. I got to put in the work. I got to put in the time. I got to put in the effort. And nothing's easy, right? So yeah, but I did buy it at 589, and I've just watched it go up to like, what is it, 2000 now? So that was my main goal. And then I was like, well, I'll complete the set when I can. So I got the rare like everybody, but I bought that at about 60, and I've held that. And then I watched the ultra rare just take off. I was like, oh God, I couldn't, it's like 300 and something. And so I was like, oh God, maybe I won't be able to complete this set, right? And yeah, it came back down to 250. So I just waited. Anyway, sorry to take over your awesome, happy conversation, but that's a big one for me.
Oh, all good, man. Congrats on that.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah,
well done.
Big congrats.
Yeah, thanks, guys. It's I could have just loaded up the credit card and went and gone after it at any point, I guess, but I don't have the money for that, so I have to just like do it slowly, try to do it smart.
Coming up on stage, MC, we were talking about you. We were hinting for you to come up.
Yeah, no, you guys are funny. I love it. I just love listening. I missed last week's. I just completely missed it. I wasn't able to. Last week was the awards banquet for my kids at high school. So as I'm a coach, the coaches, we get a table, we get a free meal, and I got a gift card. So that was cool. But I got to watch all the student athletes win awards and stuff. And so that was last Wednesday. So that's why I couldn't come out. I would have been here to listen. I think I got home right when you guys were finishing, or just after. But that's the first episode I missed. So I have to make up for it somehow.
Yeah, it's all good, but appreciate you coming on though. All the other times. I mean, that's cool. A banquet and you get free food.
Yeah, it was nice. There was like desserts and all made by the students, like by the culinary department, and it was really good. Like the year before they had like roast, and this year they just had like kind of like some pasta and stuff, which was good. But the desserts, oh my God, it was awesome. So, and just watching those athletes win awards is so cool. My daughter won last year. She won an award. This year she didn't, because you can't win it all, right? But it was super fun to go. So, but now I'm just hanging. Did you guys see my poll question today on Twitter? I don't know if you guys saw it. Got like 1,000 votes. I kind of threw Luke and Miles together, and just wanted to see what people would think, like who's more famous and stuff.
Oh, the popularity won over on this one.
Yeah, it was funny. And you know, when people thought I was getting tons of comments, some people thought I was putting Luke above Miles, right? And some people who haven't been watching the videos on my channel, because I've been pumping Miles for months. I just love Miles Morales like you wouldn't believe. But I just wanted to see, like I wanted to see, and then I tweeted after, you know, like the point of the poll for me was to see how high Miles could get against someone like Luke, like in terms of a legendary character, like because Miles is pretty new, right? And people in the community, some people like they knock Miles Morales a bit because he's so new, right? And unknown, and oh, he hasn't reached Parker status, and I, you know, because he's new. And so I wanted to see. I just kind of put a little. It was like almost like a cheeky poll, you know. It was almost like a setup for. It looked like Luke would win the poll, just sort of how I worded it. But I wanted to like really put it up, put Miles up against it, and he pulled in like 26% of the vote, which I thought was a huge success for Miles. I was like, that's pretty impressive because you know the way I worded it, you'd think that Luke would have demolished him 99 to nothing, but no, Miles has got some strength, and it was good. So then I tweeted after, like, yeah, I just wanted to see how the community would react, you know, like to that because I don't do polls very often, and it was really interesting, and I was pretty impressed with how Miles actually performed, you know, and do the poll in another 5 years from now, and we'll see what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? Or even a year from now, we'll see what that poll looks like again, right? So I retweeted to make sure because some people thought I was taking a shot at Miles. I'm like, I am not taking a shot at Miles Morales. Just watch any of my last videos. People say I pump them too much, right? But I don't know. It was a fun day. It was a fun poll. I don't do polls very often. I see them a lot in the community, but it's kind of fun to watch people vote, you know. And I was just watching them vote on it. And I think I got another good one coming up, maybe for another day from now, and I'll keep it a secret. But I think it's going to be another fun one. But nobody get mad at me when I do it because I'm just doing it just to see what people think.
It's crazy how mad people can get over a character.
Well, just over a poll. I mean, you're just asking a question. It makes no sense. But no, that's pretty impressive that Miles Morales is. Yeah, Luke is obviously an all-time great, over 50 years old, right? Or almost, yeah, almost 50 years old. And Miles is just, what, 10, 12 years old? So pretty
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, yeah, the question, like I literally said, and this is kind of a setup in Luke's favor. If you think about it, which character is more famous, known, or beloved, Miles or Luke? Well, you know, Luke, because he's been around for, like you said, 40, 50 years, right? Miles took 26% of that. That's pretty impressive, right? You know, like he's just getting going. And that's kind of the point, you know? That's kind of the point. It's like, you know, both of them are amazing, right? And then it was really interesting because I had other people, you know, start taking shots at Luke who were really defending Miles. And it was kind of like in just kind of these comments and stuff. It was really like pretty civil. Like it was nothing, you know, bad, but it was people were like debating like Luke's relevance at all anymore. And I thought that was really interesting too, right? That people were like, well, Luke's not really relevant. He's only for old people. And I was like, that's really interesting that people, you learn a lot from these polls. Like it's really cool. Like you learn a lot. You know, it's all good. What everybody thinks is all good. I mean, I just take it all. It's all fun. But you learn a lot, right? Like people go like, Luke's for old people. And I'm like, hey, wait a second. I'm not that old.
I'm sorry, MC. I can't not laugh.
I loved it. So I debated a little bit with people just for fun. You know, Luke's not relevant anymore. Well, that when he showed up in the Mandalorian show, that pretty much ignited the world. If you remember that, when he showed up at the end and did the hallway scene, I mean, everyone freaked out. So
You tell
that
him, MC.
was,
You
yeah.
tell him. Luke is the Jedi. What? What?
But
Put some respect on Luke's name.
well, I even heard ones. It was fun. It was good too, and like it's all good. Like I wasn't upset because it's just Twitter, but I was like, there was another one that was kind of like he's kind of done, you know, like the Skywalker story's done, like no one cares anymore. And I'm like, I'm like, it looks like Mickey Mouse, or something to me. Like they're always going to tell stories about Luke. Like he's like Peter Parker. Like Disney's not going to like not tell Luke Skywalker stories. They're gonna do a show where he's 10 years old. They're gonna do it, because they're talking about that with the Leia when she's 10, right? Remember that little Leia we saw in the Obi-Wan show, and we saw Luke too from a distance, right? And everyone freaked out when he saw him when he was only 10, and all he was doing was sitting on the side of his building there pretending to drive something, and everyone's like, it's Luke. And so that little Leia actor, she might get a little show, and then there's like 20 something 25 years after the Mandalorian, like what was he doing that whole time? We'll get something there. And then he's going to be a Force ghost in the new Star Wars movie with Rey that's coming out in a couple of years. Like he's confirmed he will be a Force ghost, and so will Hayden Christensen, by the way. He'll be in that too. They're both in the cast of that new movie that's going to come out, and they'll probably be ghosts. So they're never going to stop making Luke stuff, right? And Miles is only going to get stronger too. So I love both. They're both unbelievable. And Miles is just like, I saw the movie with my kids. We were just freaking out. Like we were freaking out. I heard you guys talking a bit about it earlier, right? We were just losing our minds coming out of that theater. And especially my kids, my daughter, she's 15. She's got Jordan. We all wore our Jordan 1s to the show. Okay. So, and it was super fun, and we just can't wait for the rest. It's going to be awesome.
That was super clean, by the way, MC. I'm not going to lie. When you took that picture of the ones, I was like, that's how you do it. That's how you do it, man.
Oh, you mean my shoes?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I had to share them. They're right behind me. If you watch me do my live stream, I have them on the shelf. I've worn them twice. Like I don't wear those. I have them I wear them, but I don't wear them. You know what I mean? They're not shoes.
Sneakerhead things.
Well, DYNO bought a Michael Jordan rookie card recently. Like on eBay or something, like a Michael Jordan rookie card. And I was just like, whoa, like I don't have one of those. And now I've been looking them up, and I've been looking at them, and I don't have the money for it, but you can get a low grade one for a few thousand, maybe 3,000 or 4,000. Sorry, Digital's got his hand up.
I just want to say, with all this alpha, all this knowledge, we should be retweeting the room. What are we doing?
Dang, thank you for that, Digital. Yeah,
what are we doing? What are we doing?
Who's been on that lately?
What are we doing?
Was it O'Milly?
You're right.
No.
You're right.
O'Milly got this from the community of Twitter Spaces. We support anybody that has the courage to get up here and spit all this alpha, spit all this game. We should just give that little bit of, just that 1 second of just appreciation. Tweet the space. That's it.
It's a button. You push it, and then it does something.
Come on, my collectibles is shooting alpha, bro. There's
just
experts in this space.
Yeah, experts. I just did it. I just tweeted it. Let's go.
Let's go.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Hinano, you've been sitting in the corner, buddy. I'm going to call you out. What is up, buddy?
Yo, what is up, WebV? I was taking some notes from TheeBiggestBro and hiding in the very back corner, hoping no one would see me, but my wife kept pushing the button to tell me to come up. So I'm here. Kind of wanted to touch a little bit on the poll that MC did. I did a poll yesterday too, and it was a misleading poll because I literally wrote, what should I buy? And I had a list of things to buy, but I wasn't going to buy any of those things. I kind of wanted to know what the community was thinking about those things. And I listed, what did I list? I listed a VeVe logo, the secret rare, a bat cowl, Superman, or should I cash out and run? So, and it was a very mixed poll. Not a lot of people voted on it because I'm not popular, but I think maybe 200 people voted on it, 286. And so it was really just kind of like a mixed poll. I mean, I think Superman kind of won it out, but it was kind of even. And I really did that just because I wanted to see what community sentiment was. So what I did this past weekend is I sold 41 of my collectibles. I got the I got the inspiration to sell everything from VeVe Arcade. And no, I'm not leaving. I just needed liquidity. And I had a bunch of sets, bunch of stuff that I was holding for MCP, but it's appreciated in price. So I was like, you know what? I want some money instead. So I sold 41 collectibles. If you go look at my account, I'm almost teetering back below 100 comics, and I think I'm at like 80 collectibles now. It's like over 100. And I'm just kind of waiting to see what VeVe might drop sooner or later. What are you guys doing?
I'm mind blown by your process, bro. Lately, honestly, I've been very nervous to sell anything just because I don't want to lose. There's some gains, some losses, but I think the loss is going to be worth what I'm going after. Other than that,
Let me emphasize on that.
I'd be stacking comments, bro. Just
Well,
like
let me emphasize on that. So like, I did not sell a bunch of my comics. If anything, I sold maybe like 5, but I guess what I was trying to say is I'm not too married to the collectibles versus the comics. I have a harder time selling, say, like, a secret rare that I know will do well later on, or an ultra rare that I know will do later on. Even some of the uncommons and commons that I've stacked early, like GSX1, which has appreciated in price. I'm running out of that supply because I really want to keep some as well. So, yeah, for me, I think the collectibles, I'm okay with letting them go. Like, I think I let go my Moana set. Shame on me being from Hawaii. A bunch of stamps, all my mighties. I pretty much sold majority of my mighties, all in profit. I'm Cap 1 might show up one day. X-Men 1. So now I got liquidity, guys. I'm ready.
You need to go sweep that amazing Fantasy 15 uncommon floor.
Stop. Don't tempt me. I can't talk to you. I might do it.
I know. Do you know how hard it was for me? Like I've been like ultra rare Luke. Like, man, I loved your poll too. That was such a good one. And you are popular, Hinano. You get that 200 and something votes, whatever. That's pretty damn good, right? In our space, that's like, you just got to do something. You just got to do an even spicier poll. Then you'll get like, do something real spicy. Like what's better? Partners or Todd. Like so I don't know, something like. But I when I went after that ultra rare, because I did it today. I've been slowly working my way up a bit. Finally, I kind of I tried selling at different points to go after it, and wasn't able to do it because I couldn't sell, right? Like and when I sell, I take a bit of a loss if I'm going after something I really want. Like I just to sell quick, like So you're selling stuff at profit. That's amazing, right? My Kang was profit because I got him on the drop for 50, and I sold him for just like 80, and the floor is 94. So I priced it really competitively, bang, and it actually sold in like a couple minutes. That's kind of like what if you can do that, if you have that much wiggle room, then because I needed to go after that one. But when I got the gems in Nano, and I was like, I know AF15's floor. I was like, I should have just went immediately to that Luke, because low mint Mick, who's just going crazy on Luke's, right? He was gonna after I tweeted out just a little while ago that I got the set, he was like, I was gonna buy that one. Like there was one on the floor, and he was gonna buy it, right? So I just snuck it in there, and if it would have jumped 12 or 15 gems, that was the floor jump. But I was looking at that AF15 because there's one at 207 and the one at 257, and I almost I have 26 of them, right, of those. So I know how tempting it is, man. I just the biggest challenge for you is, are you going to be able to hold those gems? Because me, I'd be going Miles Hoodie right now. I'd be going AF15s, and I'd probably be stacking up some more Iron Man first appearances because they're so cheap. The comic, and there's just so much, right? But yeah, waiting for Cap 1, that's smart.
Yeah, so say TOS 39, all these comments that just kind of dropped recently. I've got good stacks on all those. In fact, at one time I was trying to beat Sleepin', but what comic was I trying to beat Sleepin' in? It was Punisher FA. At one time, we were both neck and neck. We had 30 each, and then last time he shot me a DM and he had like 60 something, and I quit.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't do it with
It's
sleeping.
like he's got an endless money supply. But like the equivalent of how much gems I have now from what I sold, like I could buy a Vader. I sold my Vader a while ago, so I'm looking at Vader. I could buy a Superman. I've never owned the Superman. There's some secret rares I'm looking at, like Daredevil SR. I sold that. I wouldn't mind buying that back, but I also have some good stuff too I'm holding, and I also have gems, so I'm gonna try my best not to spend this. I'm gonna try.
It's interesting that your poll said, people picked Superman over the VeVe logo red and white, a bat cowl. I mean, that's pretty good, right? A bat cowl or nothing, cash out. And Superman won. And won pretty good. Like the red and white logo was what? I'm looking at it now, right on your Twitter page. 29%. Superman was 35%. Cash out was 20. And then the bat cowls only had 14.5, which is kind of funny, right? But Superman, hey, did you almost go get a Superman? Because you haven't bought one yet, have you?
No. In fact, I thought my poll kind of varied. It's not like it was like a clear. I mean, yes, 35% means Superman won, but it's not like he was over 50%. I just wish that it got a little bit more traction, just so I could get a little bit more data from the poll. But I was looking at Superman. I just don't like how much he costs. I've seen him lower than what he is now, so yeah, I'm trying to hold.
You're talking about the collectible, yeah?
Yeah, the collectible.
It was crazy to see it like below 4. So I don't know what it's at now.
It's at 315.
Crazy.
I didn't get the vote, but that would be my vote.
I want him below 315.
Hey, patient pays off, man, and who knows what we're in store for. I would not be surprised if things dipped a little bit more. So it's good to be patient, good to hold gems. So I've praised many people for doing that. Obviously, I'm not encouraging people to sell all their stuff, but I think it is important to have a gem balance and be able to just be ready for whatever's coming, because VeVe can drop fire on us at any moment, as they have time and time again. And man, we're so spoiled. It's crazy.
They keep giving us good things that I want to go for. I'm like, stop, please. But keep coming.
That's so funny you said that, because when I see sometimes a weekend and then I see what drops are coming and they're cool and they're fine, but they're not what I'm interested in, I kind of go, okay. I kind of relax a little bit, even though I want that next grail to show up. But like this weekend in particular, it's coming up. I'm not super stoked about the drops necessarily. It's okay, they're fine. But I'm if they drop some big comic, or if they drop like I keep waiting, for like Red Hulk or Indy or Hulk 1, or I remember it was the anniversary of the Predator show a couple days ago. It was the anniversary of Raiders of the Lost Ark and Predator on the same day. And we got Raiders coming up. The movie's premiering tonight, right? In the US. And then we got, Alien already in here. So with the posters. So I'm like, on that day, I'm like, whoa, could we get like maybe a Predator or an indie drop this month? Because we got those 2 anniversaries, and maybe on that day, I think it was like Sunday or something. They hadn't announced anything for the week yet. So, but then when there isn't anything big, I kind of like go, okay, I can relax this weekend, don't have to panic,
That's honestly how I feel right now. I was scared that they were gonna drop the old school Batmobile this weekend, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna lose everything. All my money's gonna go away. But no, it's all good. Yeah, Ron English, great guy, great stuff. Not my thing. Elementals, cool. Not my thing. So yeah, like I said, like you said, man, just chilling this weekend. Watch some OG Volt drop. Watch them, like, maybe go for the drop, maybe not. Let's see if we can talk him into it.
Yeah, I kind of lost hope in them timely releasing things. I mean, they do it for some of the Marvel stuff, but we had Warner Brothers 100-year anniversary in, I think it was April, and not a peep. So it's like, oh, come on. Like that's a pretty big deal. At least Disney's doing something for theirs, but yeah, it would be so cool to see when the hype is at its highest for something coming out or a big milestone that we would get a collectible for it, but it just seems like more often than not they don't do that, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm same way. I actually take a nice deep breath when things that I'm not interested in come out because I'm like, okay, that's great for somebody else, but I can just chill and keep some gems for once. So it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, I was convinced they were going to do the Universal movie monsters back in the day. You know, when that whole thing was coming, we got the Universal, and I thought for sure we're going to get like Dracula and werewolf, and like I was convinced. You know, I can't remember. Maybe it was in October. I think we got Chucky or something, which was cool, right? We got another horror one at the same time, and I was predicting like we're gonna get Frankenstein. You know what I mean? And I mean, I don't know how people would have loved it or not because they've kind of faded a bit, you know. But when I was growing up, I mean they're really old characters, of course. But you know, if you go into any toy store, you still see like those McFarlane style toys, and you still got Frankenstein and Dracula and all them. They're still really relevant. The Universal monsters, but yeah, you're right. I don't know. Sometimes they just don't like the classic examples. Remember when the Thor movie came out, right? We were thinking we were going to get the Jim 83 comic, right? Like a year ago, remember Thor was coming out and everyone, oh yeah, we're getting Jim 83, and then we got it on like what New Year's Eve. Like I was in Mexico, you know, I was literally on the beach. I didn't get that drop. I wasn't able to get it. I had hotel Mexican Wi-Fi, you know. I did a whole live stream down there. Right, I did two because I missed everybody, right? So I was like, I'm going to do a live stream. So the first one, I sat by the pool and I did a live stream, and it was choppy. It was choppy, but I remember watching it back, and people said they could hear me, and it was choppy though. And then the second one I did, I was like, okay, it works, right? So I did it like a day later, and I think I was frozen for an hour. You could just hear the audio, but I think when I went back and looked, I think I was literally frozen, but like you could hear me. So I was not going to land that comic. There was no way I was getting that Jim 83. And they had to drop it then, right? Like right when I'm like then. So I had to pick it up in the aftermarket, right? But yeah, I mean, that was, what was that, like 8 months after the movie or something? So you just never know. But then again, with the Elementals, it's coming out, so we're getting that. So there you go. At the same time, that movie's coming out, right? And we're getting stuff. So sometimes it does line up. It's weird, right?
Yeah, it's so hit or miss. It's really hard to. I don't even know because yeah, I remember they came out with Eternals comic and Mighties when Eternals came out. I think they did it for Ant-Man, Kang, the Guardians of the Galaxy. So they have done it, but then there's other times where I'm thinking, oh, they're definitely going to do this, and then they don't. I'm like, okay. So, but it's good to stay on our toes and at least look ahead. I still think it's smart to look at certain dates and look at certain movings coming out and being ready. But yeah, sometimes it's just a big flop. And yeah, that Jim 83 was so random to me. I was like, what? Why now? And even TOS 39 just felt random. There's nothing about Iron Man, and then it's just a Grail drops, and that's what I'm wondering about Captain America. It's like, what? When are they going to do that? I mean, it's not like there's any.
D-Day was on the 7th, right? Just a few days ago, a week ago. So like 1 week ago was D-Day, wasn't it, on the 7th of June? That could have been a Captain America drop. He's punching Hitler in the face, right? I mean, we didn't get it.
Good point. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know the other, you know, but I think what is tomorrow, Flag Day? I mean, you know, maybe we'll get it then. Oh, yeah, the 4th of July is coming up, you guys. The 4th of, I'm Canadian, right? So we have July 1st, but as our day, right? Our Canada Day. But the 4th of July, there you go. Stock up now, Hinano, it's coming. 4th of July.
Yeah,
You know what?
that's what I was gonna say. That's the one.
You know
What
what's
was that?
funny is, so I've been trying to use my LCS as a gauge to see when we would get comics because the facsimiles have been dropping, right? Like they just dropped, what is that? Punisher FA facsimile. They dropped. I just saw Avengers, the new Avengers 1 facsimile, X-Men 1 facsimile, and what I've noticed is DC. Whenever there's a DC facsimile that drops, sooner or later we'll see it on Palm, and some of it too also happens on VeVe. But it's so strange when it comes to the facsimiles because you can get a facsimile that comes into your LCS, but you'll either get it before it dropped to your LCS on VeVe or after. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Like they just dropped today the death of Gwen Stacy at my LCS. I just got an alert saying I got to go pick up a box. But didn't we just get that drop like a few weeks ago? So.
Well, you're Hinano, you're so right, because when we were in Vancouver when Metaverse Life came through, and he did a big meetup in Vancouver, a bunch of us met at this famous comic shop in downtown Vancouver called Golden Age. It's been there for like 40 something years. I used to go there as a kid, actually, right? So it was pretty cool. It's still there. But on the wall, I took a photo and I've shared it like numerous times since then about all these facsimiles. So you're bang on. I mean, the Punisher Amazing Spider-Man was up there. It hadn't come out yet. The day I posted the photo, because there's the Death of Superman facsimile comic came out, that dropped on DC the day I posted the photo. And then, of course, the Black Panther Fantastic Four comic was on that wall. It came out. The Wiz comic with Shazam, that one came out after the photo. The only ones, and the only ones we haven't gotten, actually, and by the way, the Gwen Stacy comic we just got, right? Her first appearance, the Spider-Verse comic, that was on the wall. The only ones we haven't gotten that are on that wall are Dracula 1, Marvel Family, that's the whole Shazam first appearance, so that's a DC. Detective 27, okay, Monster, right? Action Comics 1, of course, that one. Hulk 1, that facsimile's out. That's why I think this month I'm guessing Hulk, because we're getting Hulks. So if Hulk 1 is the fact that so you're bang on, Hinano. And then of course all the other facsimiles that were on that wall. Think about this. There's like the Hulk with the the gray Hulk that we have in the app where he's with the chicks. Sorry, I didn't mean to be sound politically incorrect there, but he's got those girls with him. I can't remember the name of that comic, but then there's of course the Hawkeye first appearance comic that was on the wall. Kang's Avenger comic as a facsimile. The Deadpool facsimile from New Mutants. The Flash 123. The Detective Comics 38 with Robin. I mean, the Superman 1. They're all like you said, they're all out there. And when the Wonder Woman, the Wonder Woman with the more recent Wonder Woman, the older Wonder Woman that we got, and they're all there. So we got Hulk 1, Dracula 1, Marvel Family, Detective Comics 38, Action Comics 1, just to name a few that are outstanding. And of course, you're mentioning more that are coming out all the time, like Avengers and the Wonder Man comic. The first appearance of Wonder Man, that one dropped recently too as a facsimile. That's an Avengers one, and he's linked up with Spider-Man. So, I mean, it's like you're right. It's like a hint, right? It's like a hint.
Yeah, I've been using it as kind of a baseline. It's not 100%, but it kind of at least gives you an idea. Or when you go look at your previews guide for the next month, if you do your pre-orders, you can kind of like skim through there and like, oh, they're going to drop this next. Okay, well maybe VeVe or Palm will drop this next. That's kind of the way my mind thinks.
And what about the reverse, Hinano? The reverse where like we get a comic here and then it hints at what's coming, not like maybe in the movies and stuff, right? It's happened a few times, but that's why I looked at that comic we just got with Ultimatum or Ultimum or whatever, that Miles Morales from the 616. Why would we get that? Like, why would that show up now in VeVe? It's really curious to me. I know they're doing Spider-Verse stuff right now, but why him? He's the prime Miles Morales. He's evil, and I didn't really know a lot about him because the comic's from 2018. So now the comic book collectors in the world who are out there, who aren't in VeVe, who don't know anything about what we're doing, they don't get that hint from Marvel, because Marvel dropped it. It wasn't VeVe that drops it. It's Marvel, right? Marvel decided that one. Like, David Yu's not picking comics out of a box. Marvel's deciding. So they sent that, oh, let's do this one in VeVe. They're not just picking out, there's a reason for it, right? So is he going to show up in some show soon? He's linked to the Kingpin. Daredevil's coming up. He's got Kingpin as the mayor. If you read the story, like, it's all interesting, right? So it can go the other way too. Like, potentially.
Let me ask you, comic guys, because Disney keeps dropping these comics, and I don't know any of them. Is there a significant comic from Disney that we need to be looking out for?
Well, it's not the Diabolical Duck Avenger, that's for sure.
I have no clue.
I can't answer that. Maybe MC or the other comic guy down below named Sleepin' can.
I'm sure Sleepin's got boxes of 9.8 Disney comics, just boxes of them, just waiting for that day. And now's the time is coming. I don't know much about those Disney comics. I did share the photo up above if anyone wants to see it that I took at the comic shop that backs up Hinano's point about the facsimiles. Those are all the ones that were on the wall a couple months ago. And there's like 5 or 6 of them that hadn't dropped yet that have all dropped. So just backing up Hinano's point, if you guys want to check that photo.
All right, cool. I was just seeing because I was like, I don't know any of these Disney comics. I think the only one that I would go for if they ever release it would be Darkwing Duck. Like, that comes out, I'm getting Darkwing Duck. I'm getting that secret rare.
That facsimile came out. Just to say it.
Oh, now we're talking. Now we're talking.
Yeah, the only one that I've ever bought was the Ice Sword, just because that was Disney's first digital comic. But other than that, I have no idea what they have planned. But I just want to shout out the Real Uncommon Podcast. Hinano and D sent me a care package. I have literally 0 comics until they send me this package. And there's some awesome ones in there. So I just want to thank you guys publicly and just say that you guys have good hearts, and I appreciate you. And then one of those was the Avengers 1 facsimile. So I do own a facsimile now. And I might just get hooked and finally go to a comic book store. I know that's Hinano's goal, and he's got me thinking. So this stuff's contagious, people.
Be careful. Be careful.
We got another one.
Yeah.
Dude,
it's useless to resist.
Yeah, we reeled him in, Hinano.
We accept that one of us.
Perfect timing.
I have been waiting for the moment. I'm telling you, I've been waiting for it. I felt like it was going to be needed.
That's a host right there. How did you have that queued up? That's amazing.
I was going to use it earlier, I'm not going to lie, but I lost the moment, and then I was like, there's going to be another moment. I'm going to wait for it.
That was perfect. But you guys
Spot on, man. Spot on.
I already don't have enough money for VeVe, so I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I could take my time and all these facsimiles. I just like the covers. I mean, this is a chance to, I know it's not first edition. It's not considered a grail anymore, but those are grail comics, and to have a pristine one, I mean, it's pretty special. So thank you.
Yeah, DYNO, they hooked me up too, man. I never owned a comic, and now I got 6, including the Avengers with the first appearance of Kang and Avengers 1. Like, my wife's like, oh no, what are you doing? And I'm like, nothing. I just need to get these things called top loaders, and then I need to
Hey, real quick. Read them. Read the books, guys. Once you read the books, then you're gonna get really hooked.
And they're not like today's comics. You need to spend with those old ones. You need to spend some time. They're like books. Today's comics are like, not as much words as I've noticed in most of them. There's like, but back then there's like full paragraphs in a word bubble. You got to get the glasses out. And what's better? You're gonna experience this when you go to the store. Okay, you're gonna experience getting a fresh bag of comic book bags. Okay, buying a sealed bag with all the comic book baggies. The plastic is so clear. They're so crisp. It's like, how could this even be made? And then you get to go with it the comic book backing boards, the white ones. And you crack that brick and you pull that first one out, and like the front side of it is gleaming white. The back side's a little bit of a different texture. So I always kind of like, everybody has their own which one they want to face it, but pretty much, and you just slide it in there and you put that comic in there and you get that nice fresh, like crisp piece of perfectly cut tape. I like a one piece of tape. Some people like the two on the sides. I like one in the middle because it's easier to open. And I just don't like the two on the sides. And it's more economical to use one piece of tape. And then you just close it nice and tight. You push the air out, and then it's this beautiful, pristine. It even makes an old beater look fantastic. So that's coming for you, man.
Dang.
Can you
The way
can you make a YouTube? Oh, go ahead.
Still.
No, go ahead.
Sorry. That was just like full on detail of your experience. Top level.
Dee's swooning.
I felt like I was there. Can you make a YouTube video about that so that I have something to reference? Or maybe I could just go back on YouTube and watch this. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And I heard the smell is really nice too. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Maybe when there's a VeVe meetup, I can go with some of you guys and you can show me what's up, because I wouldn't know what I was doing in there.
Yeah,
Brother,
it's all bad for me, man. Like I'm getting all these comics, and I'm gonna put them on top loaders. I'm not gonna read them. I'm just gonna buy them on VeVe, and then I can read them, because I'm scared to touch them now. Now they're gonna be like, they're worth it. Like I got to. I'm telling you, my wife is scared. She's like, you don't need anything else to collect. I thought you were collecting on your phone. I was like, I know, but they're sending me the comics, and now I need more comics to go with these comics. Because now they're lonely.
See, that's why you got to buy more than one copy. You can have a copy to read and a copy never to open. See, my problem is I buy more than one. See, because there's plenty variants these days, and I don't remember so many variants back in the 90s. There's like 10 almost for like a run on the first edition or something, and I want them all.
You remember when I told you guys? I don't know if you remember, but my local there's a couple LCSs I go to, and one I go to quite a bit, and they know me really well. And from when I used to have my store, and they have little comic conventions in their little mini mall once or twice a year, and I've gone there with all my stormtrooper groups, and we've helped them raise funds, and they were good friends. But I went in there, and Spider Boy, the comic, had released, right, the Spider Boy one, from like a month ago or whatever, and everyone was freaking out over it. And so I go in there, and I saw they had 3 copies, right? And 2 of them were like, they had 2 different variants, right? I didn't get the one where he's jumping, like I didn't get that one. I got like the other 2, a couple other variants, but there was only 3 copies left. So I grabbed the 2 variants that they had, and there was a double on one of the variants that I was going to grab, and it was on the shelf, and I was going to give it away on my channel. Like I was going to take it home and give it to you guys, right? Like, because some people, you can't find them, right? And the guy wouldn't let me buy it at the shop because he didn't want to like sell them all out, because he wanted somebody else to come in and find one, right? And I was only buying 1 extra. He's like, well, yeah, no, I can't sell you all those. You got to leave some for everybody else. And I'm like, I'm buying 2 variants here, like 1 of each. So you're going to let me buy those, right? Like, you're not going to restrict me to 1 variant cover, right? Because I want both. But you won't let me buy the 1 extra? And he was like, oh, I don't know. And it was one of these kind of moments, right, where I guess they were so hot that he wanted other people to come in. I totally get it. I totally get it. Like, he wants other customers to come in and see it because, it helps his business, right? If, I guess maybe what I think probably happened, because this happens a lot, is probably some other dude or a few other people came in before me, like maybe the day before or an hour before, and bought like 7 of them or something. They're just going to flip them all on eBay, right? Or whatever. And he was probably getting a little bit more choked as the day went on. And then I show up and I take the last 3, and he's like, okay, hold on, leave 1. So I was like, okay, so I left 1. So I couldn't give one to you guys yet. I have the other two. I still might give one away, but I got to get the variants as well, right? And I got to get a couple because I don't want to touch one of them. I might want to grade one of them. I haven't sent anything with grading in like ages though. But I like the raw copies. I just like them, in that, like I described, putting it in the bag. I like that, it's good enough for me. But I like to have a few, and now I haven't gone back there. It's been like 2 months. I've gone to another shop, and I really, no disrespect to the guy and all that, but I just, if I know I'm going to go in there and I'm not able to buy multiples, like even just 3, of a facsimile that comes out, I usually buy a couple. And then you guys know whoever is on my, I usually throw one in the mix on my giveaways, right? I usually, because and that's fun, right? Because it comes out in VeVe, and it's kind of fun to have. It's a fun giveaway because then we can't do transfers on VeVe, so you give out a facsimile that drops in an app of a cool comic. It's a fun giveaway, and I would buy 3 or 4, and that was the first time he kind of shut me down. So I haven't gone back there. So you better let us comic heads buy stuff. If any comic book store owners in the crowd here, at least let me get a couple. I can't walk out of there with one.
We have 2 stores on the island that I live on, and those 2 stores have 2 different ideologies. It's night and day. So if I go on the east side of the island, I'm going to prepare to get a lecture. One, where have I been? Because he lives on the shop's on the east side, so it's like a 2-hour drive for me. So I can't go there a lot. But the shop on the east side has the better comics, and the guy's way more knowledgeable. Now, if you go on the west side of the island, this guy is completely different. He embraces digital. He's got like online. He delivers to you. He believes in the NFT space, and they both don't like each other. By the way, it's hilarious. But the one thing between those 2 ideologies is those guys have never told me no when I wanted to buy something. And so D and I, we're in the communication business, and the one rule we always have is if it's on the shelf, it's for sale. If it's not on the shelf, well, then we're not selling it.
Yeah, that's what I said too. We talked about that. Remember when I first brought this up a while back? I was kind of annoyed that day, but not mad at the guy. But I was like, come on, I want to buy, because I owned a store, and if I didn't want to sell something, I wouldn't put it out, because I couldn't imagine someone coming up to the counter with stuff, and me going like, no, put that back. You can't buy that. Like I would put a sign saying limit 3 or something. You know what I mean? Like limit 3, or whatever. And I haven't actually. The only time I ever kind of like did anything like that kind of mentality would be, it was when like I used to sell a ton of Lego minifigures at the store. I had a whole giant wall of them, and I used to bring in the boxes. The blind baggies, the series, right? They have the minifigure series. If you guys are familiar with Lego. And they come out with a new set every 6 months or something, and everyone comes in and they're all looking for them. All the minifigure collectors are going nuts. So I usually buy a couple cases. I open one whole thing up, and I would populate the wall with them. And then people, looking for the chase ones, they would just go and just buy the one they wanted, right, and complete their little set. But some people, they go and they're masters at just grabbing the bag and just feeling, they would feel it with their hands, and they could tell which figure was in there. So they'd go to Toys R Us, because we still have Toys R Us up here, or Walmart or whatever, and they would just manhandle the entire, it happens all the time. You guys see it all the time. They just manhandle the whole thing. They take out all the best figures, and then they walk up to the front. So I put a stop to that. I was like, no manhandling. This is blind box. There's kids coming in here. They might want to get that good figure too. And if you want the fig you want, just buy it on the wall, because I would buy enough. That's the only time I ever kind of restricted anybody, because I thought it was kind of, I was kind of like, it's kind of lame, And but if someone brought something up to buy something, I'd be like, yeah, for sure. What form of payment do you need? I got Visa, MasterCard, cash. I didn't use Ethereum back then, but I would have. Bitcoin was coming around. You could have paid me in coffee, donuts even. I could have took donuts, maybe trade. We could have traded. Yeah, I'm making money in my business. I'm selling stuff.
I thought that was the point, right? I thought that was the point. So
business lesson of the day.
It's supposed to be the point.
Tell you how to run it.
And by the way, Sleepin was in here, but he sent me a really funny DM. I'm going to read it to you guys. And this is for any new comic book people. He's gone now. It's too bad because he would have laughed because he DM'd me. He goes, steal a man's wallet and he'll be poor for a week. Introduce him to comics collecting and he'll be poor for life. That's straight from Sleepin.
He's not wrong.
You're not helping me get addicted to comics right now. I'm just saying.
We don't have to. We really don't have to. I'm telling you crack open one book, you read one story, you feel it like MC just said. You go into a comic store, you see like maybe there's a comic of Kate Bishop on the wall or something like that, and it's just stunning, and you gotta have it. Then one turns into 5, a 5 turns into 10, and then you're like, oh crap, I spent all this money at the comic store. I mean, put in perspective, I converted my wife.
Yeah, man. I started off with like one Superman comic. I now have 2 boxes of Superman and Wonder Woman comics. It's so addicting, but it's so fun.
And guys, I hated reading Superman as a kid. I mean, the only Superman comic I bought was The Death of Superman. But after hanging out with my wife at the comic store, I've been buying the latest Action Comics, and I've been really enjoying the latest Superman run. And MC, you're right. The Marvel books I notice are thin, and the bubbles are very small. But if you read a DC book, and I know a lot of people aren't into DC, they're actually pretty thick, and they've got a lot of verbiage in there. So I do notice that when I read.
Yeah, that's what I don't like. I'm like, why the hell is like Marvel like 3 pages and that's it? And then DC is like 10 pages. I was like, what the hell? How does that even add up? It doesn't.
Nope, it doesn't.
Yeah, Chris is down there, and he was with me at Golden Age. Hey, Chris, how you doing? Remember that I brought it up. When Metaverse came through Vancouver, we all met up, and I think there's probably a few others down there. Sorry if I'm missing anybody, but he's got that PFP, which is his face. So, but he was there, and I took that photo. He was like standing right beside me, pretty much, of all those facsimiles on the wall, and we had a field day. We almost didn't meet up with Metaverse. Okay, then he showed up there. Good thing he showed up at the comic shop because we were going to be late to the dinner event. We were stuck in the comic shop, and there was like we're just looking at. I like kept going back, grabbing a bunch of those. Some of those facsimiles you see on the wall in that photo I put up there, like they were gone. So if I should have taken an after photo because all those Amazing Spider-Man 1 facsimiles were gone. We bought them all. The Superman ones, they were gone. The Action Comic one that's up there, that didn't last after the photo. We took them all. We cleared them out. And then we went and ate, and we had like let's meet at Golden Age because it's fun, right? Because it's a good place to sort of meet first. We can a few of us can meet there and geek out for half an hour. We end up going out of the restaurant. We have bags of comics. Like we had nowhere to put them, right? Then we're having drinks and hanging out. We were carrying comics books around and bag like. Ridiculous. I love it.
That sounds like a fun day. I wish I could have been there, but I'm in Cali. I'm not in Canada. Canada must be fun though. I hate to not end, but we'll continue this conversation. I hate to cut off this conversation, but I want to thank everybody for coming in here today. Honestly, it's truly appreciated. We're just throwing out the other way of doing it. What am I doing? I'm your host today for WebV Wednesday, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you might be in the world. This is WebV Wednesdays, brought to you by the WebV Collective. I'm your host, Evlvd, and we have co-host D and DYNO. We all hanging out. Thank you guys, speakers, Hinano, MC, Biggest Bro, everybody in the crowd. What is up? There's a lot of names to read. I'm nervous, but how are you doing? Anybody that wants to come up, come on up. We can talk anything. We can continue talking about comics because this is one fire conversation.
He couldn't stay away. He couldn't stay away. Look, he couldn't stay away.
Okay,
G'day, everybody.
Hello,
How are we all doing?
the original host. How are you doing, Sir Ozman?
I'm good, guys. How are we going? You hear me all right?
Are you on a zip line right now?
Yeah, it sounds.
No, I've actually just I've crept out of my hotel room. I'm just sitting in the lobby drinking coffee at the moment. Just managed to catch the last couple of minutes to see how everyone's doing.
We're doing
I'd
great,
say
man.
we're doing great. We're having fun.
Missing you.
I'm having fun.
Yeah.
I miss you.
Yeah, we miss you, but thanks for dropping in, man.
Let's jump in real quick to say, like, no, thanks for covering, guys. Really appreciate it. I'm really looking forward to checking out the playback when I get a chance. But yeah, just looking at all the familiar faces I've seen in the chats and just saying, wow, look at some of these faces, some of these names. I see Chris, Steve, VeVeMagic, my Collectables, Hinano, Biggest Bros, K, everyone's here. So look, I step out for 1 minute and everyone turns up without me. What the hell?
It's always hit or miss. It's always hit or miss. We've had some hopping spaces one week and then some good intimate conversations the next. So it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah. No, cool. No, anyway, like I can hear things wrapping up, so I just wanted to say, thanks for covering me, guys. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to the feedback. I hope everyone's enjoyed the conversations, and I'm eager to get back into it next week. But yeah, right now I'm just I'm over here in Wales, just enjoying a bit of time away with the wife and kid free for a night, so that's nice. We went on the world's apparently England's or Wales fastest zip line yesterday, so. I'll definitely talk a bit more about that maybe in the next spaces. And just enjoying a night away, kid free, and so that's why I couldn't host. So, but again, thank you for Evlvd and DYNO for stepping up. I'm sure it was a fantastic conversation, and I'm looking forward to checking out the replay.
Yeah, have fun. Man. Glad you got some time away for yourself.
Prez,
Yeah, mate.
go and have some fun. Go play house. We got you, man. We got you. Go enjoy yourself.
I have no doubt of that. No doubt at all. So I'm actually gonna go hit the gym for an hour, and then I'm gonna get some breakfast when the missus wakes up. Because I get up at a stupid clock and she gets up like a normal person. Anyway, gotta go, guys.
I wish I could wake up at the hour that you do. Yeah, Ozman, it's amazing that you even popped in. I appreciate it. We love you, bro.
All right, take care, guys. I'll talk more soon.
You're doing a great job.
All right, brother. Talk soon.
Have fun.
See you later, guys.
Later, on. We got the VeVeMagic. What's up?
Hello, everybody. I just wanted to pop in and say hi and awesome space you guys are having. Super fun listening to you guys chat about comics and everything. So I've been a little out of touch dealing with real life stuff, but just wanted to stop through and show some support and say hi.
Thank you so much, neighbor.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks for stopping in.
Yeah, super fun. I'll try to catch these more often when I can because I love the conversation and the positive vibes. It's my jam.
Well, Evlvd, we got the Disney expert here. You had a question, or someone had a question about the comics, the Disney comics?
Yes, Magic. Thank you for being here. Please help me. And you may not know, and that's quite okay. Is there any Disney comic that we should be looking out for? Because every time they come out with one, I'm like, I don't know if I should get this or not. But is there like the grails of Disney comics we should be looking for?
So this set, if you didn't already know, is a set of 12 for the Marvel Disney 100 variant covers. So they've released they've shown 9, I feel like, of the covers of the 12. So expect to see 3 more of those. I don't know comics well in general. So even Disney, I don't really know like what the grails would be, but I know that there was a couple that have been sort of like D23 exclusives that are pretty amazing. There was one that they did it was like an anniversary, and my Collectables, please correct me if I'm wrong, but it was like an anniversary of Spider-Man or something where Mickey is on the cover and like has a cake, and I know that one is worth quite a bit in real life. And there's another one sort of in that same vein, but I don't remember the theme of that one. But I know that's a couple of like Marvel Disney comics that collectors really like in person and are pretty hard to get from what I've seen. I don't have either one of them, but they're really cool. I've seen the covers. I think David Yu has the one with the cake on it. He might have both, but yeah, those are really cool ones.
I know which one you're talking about, Magic. It's like $400, I think. That's the one where Spider-Man's holding like a layered cake in his hand.
Okay, yeah,
right?
Spider-Man has it. Yeah, and I'm trying to remember what the milestone is. I'd have to. It's a pretty quick Google. I just don't know off the top of my head. And there's one more that's kind of similar to that, where it's like Mickey and Spider-Man, I believe. I just don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's Amazing Fantasy 1000. It's a variant, I believe. And yeah, he's got the Disney 100 cake on it. Spider-Man's holding it up, and Goofy and them are all like, if that's the one you guys are talking about.
Yeah, but
I think that's
that one
the
isn't
one.
Disney 100 though. I feel like it was like the 60th, or it was some sort of. It was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was something significant to Spider-Man, not Disney per se, but they like linked.
Yeah, there's one. Okay, yeah, there's a 60th birthday Spider-Man one.
Yeah,
I think that's the one you're talking about, and Mickey's holding the cake. But there's another one where Spider-Man's holding the cake.
Oh,
and it's a Disney 100 cake.
Okay, well, I haven't.
And Mickey's like got his hands on his cheek. That's the one that I actually didn't know about that one. The other one, because I just looked it up too. I didn't know about that other birthday one. I think it's the Spider-Man birthday cake.
Yeah. The
cool.
one, the Mickey one for the 100. That's already been released. Like that's available.
Yeah, it's Amazing Fantasy 1000.
I gotta look for that one. That sounds good. Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Yeah, it's it's like in the fall, sometime last fall, I believe.
Yeah.
How much
is it?
I
don't own one. I never saw one. So
yeah, the one with the Spider-Man that's like for the 60th or whatever, that from what I've seen or heard is pretty rare, because I feel like that was only given out at that specific event. It's just like those everyone's going to hog wild over the gosh, I'm sorry, I'm really tired of I don't know if it was the Lorcana, but the cards that were distributed or were waiting for them, but the first ones that came out, they were a D23 exclusive. And so those are why those are going for so much money on the aftermarket, is like you only got them if you were at that event. Like I think I don't want to call them out, but there's somebody in our community who was there and got them. And so those are really hard to come by, but they're going to be, sort of more mass produced in the near future. But there's, those I try to get into, because I'm now D23, and I try to get into, they're holding it this year in Florida. I want to say in October or November. But man, that event sells out so quick, but they have some really amazing exclusives that you can get by going to those events. So I'm like super jealous.
You know what, Magic? I just looked it up. Those twos were at the same event.
Really?
Yeah, so the one that you're mentioning with the 60th birthday, that was the D23. Mm-hmm. I didn't even realize this, but that other one, the Disney 100 where Spider-Man's holding the cake, is the same event. Yeah, so they had like that's Amazing Fantasy 1000, and then the other one's like a celebrating 60 years of Spider-Man. So
yeah,
I didn't know that I didn't know about this. I never saw the Disney one. So I mean, with the Mickey holding the cake. So thanks.
Yeah, I'm surprised you hadn't seen that one. And that one I thought was going for like in the thousands graded, the 60th or whatever it is with Spider-Man. But again, I haven't researched it, so don't take my word on that. But I know that was one that was pretty popular, and it's a really awesome looking cover too. I love it. But these Disney Marvel 100s, like, again, I would say that was my first foray into physical comic book collecting, and that's just, it's a spec piece for me and my, like why I'm going after it. But I'm kind of have my eye on anything and everything that's Disney 100 themed, and to have like all the characters sort of transitioning, all the Disney characters transitioning into these Marvel character roles, and this being a celebration of Disney 100, like that's just why, regardless of these are ever worth anything or not, I just think for me they're super significant and like historical to see these Disney characters stepping into Marvel roles. And so that's why, even if I mean, I think we still don't even know how many have been produced, because so like we don't know what the mint runs are in physical format. But yeah, I just think they're really special books. And I want to, for me too, I got into it kind of because of this Spider-Man Mickey 60th thing. Like that book is done so well. Granted, it's way more rare, but it was like very significant for fans of Disney and Marvel to see these characters sort of intermingling in each other's worlds on a comic book cover. So that's kind of what these covers also like sort of make me feel like that. It's the same sort of I don't know. It hits me in the same way that cover hits me. Like, this is special. This feels important, and I think it's really, really cool. So yeah, I got 20 of each.
Well, just so you know, on eBay, okay, and these were both signed at the event. If you got a 9 somebody sold on eBay both of those on March the 28th, 9.8 graded, both signed at the event. Both those covers, it went for just about $3,000. So those were autographed, two 9.8s. And another one sold. There was a 9.0 that was also graded with a 9.8. So it went for about $1,600, like together, right? And just a nine, like I'm just looking on eBay. So a 9.6 ungraded of the of Spider-Man holding the Disney 100 cake, that version, because they're both the same comic. They're both, I just I knew about the Spider-Man holding the cake. I didn't know about the other one, but it's Amazing Fantasy 1000 D23. That's what you have to look up. And yeah, about $500 for a 9.6 graded, no signature, like no autograph. So, pretty cool.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's only 9 sold. So people are not selling these. Like when I click on eBay, I go to the solds, and ended recently, and it's the last bunch of months. There's only 9 sold in the last bunch of months in total. So no one's selling these, right? So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I got to get my hands on some of these bad boys. I got some of those new Disney ones, but I just don't have these.
Aren't they cool too? Like Evlvd put them up and pin them to the room. I see they're really cool covers. And the thing that's also interesting about these is they're not old books. Like, these are pretty recent. So I mean, that's kind of a big deal that they're fetching that kind of a price point, and they're not old books.
Well, someone's right now, there's 2 listings of those books.
Mm-hmm.
There's a 9.6 of the Spider-Man holding the cake. That one's going for about $450 US. And then the 9.6 of the one you're talking about with Mickey holding the cake, that one's going for about $2,400.
The party hats are amazing.
Yeah.
Love Iron Man.
And the Spider-Man balloons. I want those Spider-Man balloons.
Yeah, so that cover of the 60th, I'm pretty sure David has that one. I'm curious if he's seen this other one. I have not seen the Disney 100 one. That one's super fun too. Oh, and look, it's got Mickey Sorcerer hat on the 100. That's cool.
Did you see VeVeMagic? Did you see the Marvel Comics 1000, which is from the D3 as well, which has Mickey and he's holding a cake as well. Mickey's holding a cake with Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, and just look up Marvel Comics 1000 D23, and you're gonna see another one.
You know what?
That one's going for like $800, ungraded. Holy crap!
And if you look at these, the other thing that's really fun about these covers, if you look at them and zoom, like I'm zooming in right now as I'm talking, there's so many Easter eggs. And like, look at these Easter eggs and how they coordinate with, like, I'm like not trying to sell anything here, but look how they coordinate with stuff that we have on VeVe. You've got Mickey's sorcerer hat. You've got the lamp right above Goofy's arm. Like you've got Mrs. Potts, you've got Cogsworth, you've got Lumiere. You have like there's so many fun little things that you can find in this cover that I think makes it even more fun. I love this stuff.
You know what's in the background of this new one I just said to you, Magic, as well? The Marvel Comics 1000. So it's like they're in a sort of loft bedroom.
Wait, where
and Mickey's holding.
I haven't seen.
You haven't seen it, yeah. Mickey's holding an 80th cake, and he's got Avengers around him, and like on the wall there's Hulk 1, Marvel Comics 1.
So cool.
And in the background there's like the Groot we have in VeVe.
Love it.
And then there's a little looks like a Deadpool, looks like the Marvel Mighty we got in VeVe. And there's Thor's hammer in the background, and a whole bunch of stuff, comic book boxes, all sorts of Easter eggs, just like you said. So yeah, I'm exploring now.
I love the Easter eggs.
Hey, can I shout out somebody down below here, Poppy, who's down in the crowd, really quickly? Poppy, if you guys know, people who are, we all know Poppy, right? Well, Poppy, there was some weather damage in this town, and I think a typhoon, so shoot some love over. And he just, we did it in my Discord, right? The guys, I can't ship to his address because of Canada Post for some reason, so he's been winning comics on my channel for a year. And like he won 40 comics or something like that, right? And I couldn't ship them, so every time he would win, the comic that he would win would go back to the community and somebody else would win. So like double wins. So we sent them like a whole bunch of Omi. I sent them just to kind of like start fresh because he had been winning so much because he's a big whale with my NFTs. But I found out down below that he said too that there was we hadn't heard from him in a bit. And he said there's some big weather damage. So Poppy, we love you. We hope you're safe. And take care, buddy. We're, just wanted to shout him out. I saw him down there. So.
Yeah, big shout out to Poppy. He's a member of WebV. And if you ever want to send him anything, MC, send it to me. I'll send it to him. I've sent stuff to Poppy before.
Oh, is it Poppy? Because I keep calling him Poppy, so it's Poppy.
Yeah, it's Poppy.
Okay, thank you guys. Sorry, Poppy.
And if you want to send something to him, send it to us because it's not expensive for us to send things to Guam. Dee has family members in Guam, and we send stuff there all the time.
Well, only because Guam is part of the U.S. territory. So for us to ship it there, it's like no extra. It's not international or anything.
That's awesome. Because he wins a ton, and I could save up a bunch. And if you guys are cool, I could send it to you, and then you could forward it on to him because he wants the comics, right? Because it's fun. And I went to the post office and I've tried multiple times, and they just for some reason won't let me ship there. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense to me. I can ship almost anywhere, but I can't ship there. So that's really nice of you guys. And if he's cool with that, we could work something out, I hope.
Yeah, man. I love mailing stuff. Like my post office people, they love me.
Dude, I'm still unwrapping the package I got. You did a very good job at keeping all those comics pristine. I was peeling off probably 10 layers of boxes, and that was awesome. Thank you.
That's Hinano's handiwork. You got to make sure the comics get there safely.
Good job, Hinano. Thank you.
Hey,
shout out to Popey.
No spine ticks coming from me. You'll never get a damaged comic coming from me.
I appreciate you.
Popey's never corrected me on his name either. I'm shouting his name in live streams for 1 year. He's such a kind gentleman. I'm so sorry, dude. Now I know. I love it.
For sure. Big shout out to Poppy. I hope you and your family and ones close to you are safe, honestly. And Hinano, I gotta say, I have a package from you, but I have not got the chance to open it. It was stuck in my mailbox for I don't know how long. But I hope to open it soon. I know you do amazing work when you're mailing these. It's like a craft. It's your art. And I love opening it because I get a little whiff of Hawaii.
To be honest, I don't know what that is. You got to talk to the other person that lives with me. Sometimes there's a package that gets sent and I don't know what gets sent. But hey, since I'm talking, shout out to you, Evlvd, for hosting tonight. You did a killer job. I know in your last video you said you always wanted to do a Twitter space. Well, you did it, buddy. This is awesome, and you know you should do more hosts or hosting like this. You know, DYNO, great job as a co-host as well as D and everyone else down there. So stoked to have the community in here, spreading some positivity, and just we're all just trying to have a good time.
Yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in wherever you are in the world and just spending 2 hours of your day with us. Appreciate that. Thank you for the support, especially for Evlvd's first space. He's hosting. Great job, man. Thanks everyone for coming.
Thank you guys so much, everyone. Honestly, I can't express it enough. I don't know how. Like when I'm saying thank you, it's just it has to be thank you, and that's it. Because if I try to get deep into it, it's gonna be like weird. So, thank you.
Yeah, no, ever since we started this, I've been having a blast. This WebV Wednesday episode 1 was my first time speaking in a space. Well, I did speak once, way long ago, and didn't again. Couldn't work up the courage, but WebV really helped me come out of my shell. And man, I love you guys, and thanks for everyone here and contributing to a great conversation. And yeah, VeVe has really become about the community for me, and this is the reason that I continue to stay and engage, because you guys are awesome. And so I just look forward to every Wednesday. It's on my calendar. I block out the night for it and just really enjoy it. Yeah, shout out to Ozman. He's always the host. He even stopped in on his vacation, so that's really cool. He's really dedicated. But great job, Evlvd. Great job, D, holding down the fort. Just love you guys, and really excited for the future of VeVe and this entire space and how we all connect together. Can't wait to see you guys at a live event. And until then, we'll just keep doing these and keep connecting.
Great job, Evlvd. Great job, DYNO. Great job, D. WebV family. Man, I love this. I love this. I just want to say before we all leave, remember, guys, lead with love. You don't know what kind of day anybody's had, so just lead with love. Try to block out all the negativity and stuff like that. Have fun. Don't let nobody take your fun. Straight up. And Popey, my Chamorro brother, it's going to be all right. I'm praying for you and your family, man.
Thank you, biggest bro. Magic, you have something to say?
Yeah, I wanted to shout out the biggest bro, and I don't get a lot of time to catch a lot of the YouTube videos and stuff, but I was able to stop through with the one recently you did with Kid Arcade, and you guys put on such a fantastic and fun show. So I wanted to give you a huge shout out, because man, what you guys do on there is so impressive. Like, that is next level in the YouTube experience. So yeah, I just wanted to give you a huge shout out. And I also wanted to say appreciate, and also want to reiterate your words about just keeping a positive outlook and leading with love and light and positivity, because you don't know what people are going through. I'm going through some of my own struggles right now, and I've been sort of tuning out a little bit with some of the stuff that's going on with socials, because you got to protect your energy and everything. So I really appreciate you saying that, because people don't know what's going on in real life. And if I can find a place where I feel safe and something that makes me feel better during difficult times, it means the world. So yeah, I would remind everybody that we all we all have real lives, and it's important to be in places where we feel at home, and with people that shows kindness and warmth and positivity. It's very helpful.
Wow. Thank
Yeah,
you for
Magic.
that.
I can double up on that, because a couple days ago on I guess it was just yesterday, I was like, I usually live stream on Tuesdays, right? And on Monday, I don't know, like, you know, different other reasons too that we won't talk about, but I wasn't feeling so good. You know, I was a little bit down and stuff, and nothing to do with VeVe or anything like that. But and I was kind of like, I wonder if I should live stream today. I'm not really feeling like that motivated, like to talk and be all kind of like on. You know what I mean? I was like, no, you know, I want to go on. I want to go on, and I thought I'd just do a quick one. You know, like half an hour, something like that. I was on for like 2.5 hours. It totally brightened my day. You know, I came out of there smiling. And just because of everybody that tunes in, you know, I just got a chance. I mean, I didn't speak to anybody like in person because it was all just reading the chat, but it totally brightened my day. And that's just the community power right there because, you know, I didn't go there looking for that, but I was kind of like, oh, I'll probably just do a quick one and, you know, do some things, talk about some stuff. And then I ended up like, I had to like literally end it at some point. I had to, because so the community can be really uplifting. So I just, you know, just backing up what you just said, and biggest bro, you too, man.
Yeah, I have like the itch where, you know, I'm kind of feeling the need and desire to have a live stream because the people that tend to tune into mine are, you know, the same people that tune into yours, and I always feel the love, and it does make me feel better. It takes a lot of energy, and, you know, sometimes I'm not up for it, but I always feel better when I do. And we have such an amazing community. I got a message from somebody today that, you know, just out of the blue asked for my address and said, I found something, I want to send it to you. And I said, oh, you don't have to do that. And they said, no, it's already done. So it's sending. And I said, thank you, dude. Like, that, you've totally brightened my day. Like, that just, this community is so amazing. Just the love and kindness that people have, and they'll reach out to you out of the blue, and while they think they're just doing something small, they have no idea the impact that just one, you know, simple gesture can have on somebody's entire day. And it's really cool. Like, there's no community like this anywhere that I've ever come into contact with, and I'm around Disney freaks all the time. And yeah, VeVe fam, you outdo them, man. You guys are the best.
Thank you all. I was like, is someone speaking? Thank you, Magic, for saying that. Appreciate everyone. Thank you, MC, Hinano, Biggest Bro, Magic, Nas, who was up earlier, Cashflow, Digital Land. Thank you guys for coming up to talk. Thank you everyone for listening. Silicon, Michael, damn. Hold on, Kryptoni. Is that really Kryptoni? Did you change your PFP? Anyway,
He did.
Casey, Chris, Severs, Omi Juan, Daniel Marquez, Mr. Chillpill, Mark D, Matt, Popey, Guri, Macho, Geode, Fried Labbit, Jordan, Del, Few Bucks, Wes, Kevin, and Kilroy FA. Thank you guys all for coming. Sorry if I missed anyone.
100% D. Thank you for doing that. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Yes, 100%. Thank you, everybody. Hinano, you had your hand up. I saw it. I swear you had your hand up. Wait.
Maybe you pushed the wrong button.
No, I did. I didn't want to like interrupt the flow. It's just I didn't realize Digital was here, and I never got to say hi to the guy, Digitallandbroker. What's up?
He came up for his first time
I wasn't
earlier
here
today.
though. I wasn't here.
You missed it. No, you'll hear it back.
He's gonna go re-listen.
It was a cool. It was a good little first conversation.
He'll just have to join us next time.
100%.
And everybody here, yeah. I mean, please, we'd love to connect with you further. Thanks, Magic, MC, the biggest bro. Thanks for coming up and chatting. Michael Compa, he's a regular. What's up, man? Good to see you. Good to see all you guys. Popey, I'm praying for you and your family, and for Guam at large. Yeah, this brings joy to my day. I'm really happy that we have such a strong community that can support each other through good and bad. We're all in the same boat, and it always helps to share your love for each other, and so that's what this is all about. And yeah, once again, great job, Evlvd, stepping in for Ozman, and yeah, it's next man up here, right? WebV supports each other, VeVe fam supports each other. It's good stuff.
Yep. I probably wouldn't have been able to do it without you guys, so thank you. I got a little encouraged, so I actually don't know if I want to end it yet because I'm still here putting away comics in bags at the moment, and I'm enjoying the time. I have a little bit of beer left. I could finish that.
Are you bagging comics? Like I said earlier, you putting them in a nice fresh bag with a nice crisp backboard.
Boarding and bagging.
Oh, are you cutting that tape nice and sharp so it's no edginess on it? Making sure. Do you do a one tape or a two tape? I like the one tape. I
measure my tape and I cut it straight.
Nice. See, I don't like if you're you got to be careful if you do one tape because then the corners of that bag over time can curl up on the edges. When you put that new comic in that box. I know you already know what you're doing. I know you. I'm not trying to teach you here. I'm just saying that always annoys me when the corners of the flaps, they fold up. They get that crease, but I still like that one. I still like that one piece of tape.
You were wild right now.
Oh yeah, don't get me started, you guys.
Man,
teach me your ways, MC.
In your love language.
yeah. I'm interested. I need to learn how to finesse them.
Yeah, go to the comic book shop. Just like settling nice. Grab some, crisp new bags and boards. They're like, "Oh, we know what you're doing tonight." I'm like, "You better believe it."
That sounds like a TV commercial for something.
Wait, what happened here?
Do you?
What
just happened? I'm sorry. Sorry, everybody. Sorry.
MC's trying to take this D-Gen right now.
Just
do you tape the comic to the board? Is that what you're saying? I hope I heard that wrong.
Hey, just saw Dino come in. What's up, Dino?
Dino's Michael Jordan rookie card. I don't know if he wants anyone to know that. Don't give out your address, Dino.
Did he sell it on the floor?
Michael, I think he snagged one. He picked one up. Oh, dude. Lifelong dream of mine. Oh, he left. See? I'm telling you. I shouldn't have said it.
But yeah, I'm over here messing around with bags.
Dino's back, and Popey's coming up.
Dino and Poppy and Popey, what's up?
What's up, guys? My G? I didn't hear what you said, MC. What's up, bro? What's up?
What's up, dude?
I was just telling about the little special thing you picked up recently, a special grail out in the physical world.
Oh yeah, I gotta bag and board it. Man, the way you talk about bagging and boarding comics, I felt like you were like, I was like, am I alone in his room with his wife? I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? That was the dirtiest comic collecting I've ever seen. Those comics are not grading a 10. Smudges are gonna ruin the grade. Oh shit! What did I just say?
Oh my god, you went there.
Well, guys, I got to get going, and it's been nice.
Thank you, MC.
I think yeah.
Yeah, MC sent me a comic the other day, and I'm not sure that thing's even going to grade a 4. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, what's up, Popey?
Hey, guys. Just wanted to drop in here. I'm actually stuck at work, but been like listening on the background. It's been like a emotional roller coaster as I kind of listen. A lot of positive vibes going on. I don't want to end this on a down note, but I just want to thank Aaron Collectables for the shout out. appreciate it. Appreciate everything that you do for the community. You were the one that kind of like introduced me to the NFT world outside VeVe, and I've been all over the place with different projects, but it's been fun. I don't expect any pity, and Magic kind of said it best. Everyone's kind of going through their own thing. It's been rough here in Guam with the like major typhoon that had happened, but we're like recovering. We've like had this before. It's bitter times, but we're gonna get through it. And I just want to thank this like community for like being here, WebV Collective, because like I said, I don't like expect pity, but what's like very comforting is knowing that I can pop back into another Wednesday, even though I've missed 4, and still positive vibes going on, and still know that the like community thrives, and there's a lot of there's like a bright future when it comes to VeVe and all the other projects that we're into, whether it's Palm or whether it's Cryptoys now. And for like me, like on my personal journey is VeVe's been like kind of my own like me time, and like WebV Collective knows that I have a like a young growing family, very very like committed to them. And VeVe is just like when I get to do my own thing, right? Like it's like the time for me to collect and bring back the like nostalgia I had as a kid. So whenever I have my own time, that's when I jump into WebV and kind of shop on the VeVe marketplace and snipe whatever's on the floor. It's all good and fun, right? So I just want to thank you guys for always being here, right, and being welcoming whenever I get to pop in. So yeah, just love everything that's been going on. It's been nice.
Of course, Puppy. Thank you so much for popping in and speaking on everything like that, because it's a lot. There's a lot going on in the world, and people sometimes don't know it.
Yeah, and hey, like again, I didn't mean to come in to kind of bring the mood down, but even when Aaron started talking about bagging comics, I haven't done that in literally 20 years, and it makes me want to buy a fresh new bag of comic bags just to kind of experience it again, because I remember the like smell of the comics and reading it. And I haven't broken out my old comics in about a year. Might have to do that again, so looking forward to doing that when I get some time.
It's relaxing a bit. It's kind of like calming the nerves and getting a little touchy-feelies out,
Be careful. Be very careful.
Yeah.
You're gonna get addicted again. Be careful, my friend.
I am. I mean, I started my like brother. He's getting back into the like collecting of so like he used to collect cards, and he like got me to check out Whatnot, and I'm sure some of you guys have probably saw it. It was so tempting to buy comics there. It's like, oh my god, these are the comics that I've always wanted, and it's so easy to buy. I'm just scared to pull the trigger, because once I do, I don't think I can stop. So. But whenever I'm about to put a bid on this Whatnot, and for like those that don't know, Whatnot's this live auction where you can bid on anything from cards to comics to purses to all this stuff. But I went into the rooms where they're just selling comics, and you can bid online live, right? And they'll mail it to you. But whenever I'm about to pull the trigger to put a bid, I said, you know what? I'm not going to wait for this comic for two weeks. I'm just going to go buy a VeVe comic. And then I go open a VeVe and I buy a comic, and I feel so much better because I already got that in my collection now. So very tempting.
You guys want to DJ right now?
Don't tempt MC with a good time.
Oh, guys. No. Opie, it's so good to hear from you, man. I just appreciate you so much. You're such a champ, And yeah, that was cool that we made our little deal to kind of even things out for you. You're just a whale. You're just winning everything. It was so awesome. I love it. So hopefully that works out. And then, like Hinano said, they because you mentioned like, because we were, you don't mind me mentioning, we were just kind of DMing, but you really do want those comics, right? Because I'm there's some pretty fun ones. So he did say that there's a possibility of maybe him sending them to you. So maybe if we can put up a little stack, we can do it as a grouping, and then to save on the shipping, and then maybe you'll get your comics, because I'm sure you're going to win some more.
Yes,
Appreciate
send
that.
them.
And
Yes.
yeah, and you know, like I said, when I wasn't gonna get them in the beginning, when you like put them out like on, you know, rebounds, I wasn't expecting them anymore. I like figured let's just throw that back to the like community, right? I mean, like I'm not going anywhere. You know, we're gonna go on this journey together. So, looking forward to like bigger and better things.
Yeah, we missed you, Popey. Man, I remember many weeks ago. I mean, there were some spaces where it was just me, you, and Osman, and it's just been really cool to get to know you since WebV started, and yeah, it's good to hear from you. Wondering what was going on, and yeah, just glad everything's good. And I didn't know you were a whale. I didn't know that. You didn't share that with me, but that's pretty cool. We're learning about each other every single day. It's a beautiful
He's a
thing.
humble whale.
Yeah, that's the best kind. I love it.
Well, I don't like to consider myself a whale. I'm just, I guess I'm just a drophead, right? Right, Aaron?
You're a whale, my friend. You are a drophead whale. Don't sell yourself short. I've seen how much you own.
It pays.
For drop heads or comics?
Either one.
Either one.
I'm not pumping it here. It's just the support he's given is just means a ton to me. So, you know, I appreciate it big time. You know, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, all I gotta say is that I don't like rely on Omi to moon, but if it ever does, the Omi that I got from my collectibles is gonna make me retire. So
if it goes to $1 one day, I'm in trouble. I'm telling you that much. I'm gonna have some family members upset with me, but no, I'm just kidding. It's all good. It's good fun. We are all learning together. You know, that's the community, right? Like, I didn't know how to make an NFT, or I didn't know how to buy Omi, and it was really through my YouTube channel, like trying to do something, like trying to learn that, and then, you know, some of you guys have learned it from me, and I learned it from others, and it's like, you know, you just learn so much, right? So that's what that was all about. And now I have to actually learn how to bridge the Omi from layer 1, which is easy to get because you can just swap it in your MetaMask, right? I went through I made a video about how to get Omi in Canada, and I had to go through all these steps. And then I found out like later, oh, guess what? I could just now go into MetaMask and swap it for ETH. And I was like, oh, okay, that it costs a little bit more, but it was easy. But now I have to go through that process of taking layer 1, which is what you know, what I just sent you, Poppy, right? You gotta swap it over to layer 2, and I have to learn how to do that. And so I'm gonna do that, and then maybe, I don't know if you can send Omi to people through the app. I don't think we can, right? Through to each other, you know, through our VeVe web wallet. I don't know enough about it yet, so that's the next phase. I'll figure that out. But we'll see where Omi goes. You know, I don't know. We'll see.
To the moon.
yeah, well, like I'm not, you know, I don't follow crypto as much as I should, or you know, like as much as I used to. But the little that I've been seeing with the SEC in the U.S. and where the market's going, it doesn't look very positive in the near future, right? I mean, depending on who you listen to and who you're watching and what pattern you're going to follow, right? I mean, I think right now it's really going down, and then wells are kind of like accumulating because they're dirt cheap. But I like believe it's eventually going to go up, but it's a matter of to me it's further off, right, on when that's going to go back up. I mean, people are scared. People are putting more money out of these exchanges, and thought it couldn't get any worse, but it did. So it's just this bear market's getting further on.
Tell that to the stock market, because it's kind of doing the opposite effect. It's kind of crazy.
Speaking
Yeah,
of stock
who knows what's.
market and sorry, DYNO, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, speaking of crypto and stuff, what is this? I didn't really understand the whole Go chain to layer 2 immutable X interoperability stuff from this. Can you explain that a little bit more, MC, or anybody that knows?
Oh, I can't, not yet.
Oh,
I wouldn't be
okay,
able. Certainly wouldn't do it here. I'm just gonna have to read that article and just, you know, take a really close. I mean, it's been out for ages, right? I just never done it, so I may have, well, I may have done it once.
It's like a Comey
started to
article,
try
maybe.
to do it. Yeah, it's on the Comey site. There's, it's in that. So VeVe did that, you know, recent little update, and then in there's a link to the MCP article, you know, with that update, and then in there's a link to the Akomi layer 2 bridging article with the full instructions. So you just look at the article and you can just find it pretty easily. I think Akomi even tweeted it out recently because, you know, of this recent update. So it's something I have to like look into. I know enough about lots of different cryptocurrencies and how to buy them and stuff, but Omi's one that I've never done the layer 2 thing. So I've just been getting Omi layer 1 because it's just been easy. Never thought about it because I didn't need to. So still don't need to for a bit, but, you know, I want to learn how to do it, so I'll do it.
Thanks, MC. Appreciate that. More research. Let's go.
Shout out to VeVe and Akomi for putting things under one roof. They're getting it going where it can be a resource for people who aren't as familiar. I think that's really smart for them to do, just for continuity and for users that do come to the site. I like that they have the blog now. They're shoring up a lot of things that are going to really, really help when new users come in and they don't really know, they're confused. This will really help to have all the information in-house. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the stuff on VeVe, like if you put your Omi in the VeVe wallet, then it's layer 2. And yeah, like MC said, there's a bridge to get it over from the Go chain if you haven't done that. But that was a while ago. But
yeah, don't send your layer 1 there. You can't, like, you have to convert it first or whatever. So I know that much. So if you have layer 1, like the stuff like that Poppy, like what I just sent you, you know, a few days ago or whatever, you can't send that in. I don't know if it'll disappear or what, because you know how crypto is, right? Have you guys ever sent stuff from wallet to wallet in the early days of crypto when you first got into it? Not the early days of crypto, but your early days of crypto. I mean, how scary was that? Like, even sending something, I was like, oh my god, oh my goodness, is this going to show up? And am I doing it right? And oh, so scary. Back in like November of, I'm not as into it as a lot of people have been in the past, of course, but October, November 2021, I'm like buying some Bitcoin, you know, I'm like, oh, I better transfer that into my wallet. Like, is it going to go like, and then you have to make sure you send it to oh God. It's so scary for me for a while. I had like thousands of dollars in there. And you just disappear, like just be gone, you know, if you send it to the wrong spot.
Yeah, waiting for it to a transfer felt like forever. You're just praying.
You do it a few times and you feel like, okay, I know what I'm doing, but still, even today, I'm still like, I'm usually pretty confident, right? Like bing, bing, no problem now. But there's still in the back of my mind, well, did I send it to the right place? Because you got to copy that address, right? Well, did I copy someone else's address right before this? Or did I? And it goes to like nowhere. Where does it go, by the way? Where does it go? Like if you send say you send like ETH, say you send $1,000 worth of ETH, whatever it's worth that day, and you just send it to like, you get the address wrong or whatever. I mean, it's got to go to a address, right? You can't, it'll give you that error showing this address is invalid. So it's going to go somewhere.
That's a good question.
Yeah,
because it's like what I mean. You think about it, the thousands, if not millions, of transactions that's ever gone through, even just Bitcoin alone or like Ethereum alone. What percentage of that was sent to the wrong address or like an address that doesn't even exist? And then, you know, I mean, like even if it was sent to like a valid wallet, that person is probably a wallet that's never going to be touched again, or someone lost their, you know, passphrase to it and can never open it again. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 10 to 15% of what's out. It's never going to be, it's just gone, right? It's probably the total amount of like available tokens is probably a lot less than what people think.
Well, you know what, Todd? I saw somebody tweet something recently, like literally within the last 24 hours. Maybe you guys saw it too. I can't remember who tweeted it, but something like there's a whole bunch of TODs in accounts that haven't been active for over a year. Right? And that's interesting. You know, like, are they gone? They just gone? You know what I mean? Like, just gone, right?
Yeah, I just read that when I first got back on the app. Somebody was saying, so what was that tweet? They're concerned that the TODs are locked up because of inactive accounts. Is that what they're kind of hinting
Yeah,
at?
and then I think it might have been Dr. Profit was mentioned in the tweet, owning like a bunch of them as well. I don't exactly know what the point of the tweet was, but the only thing I got out of it was that there was a whole bunch in VeVe accounts that haven't been active for over a year.
Yeah, so I responded to that tweet because it was funny. I responded and said that I know of 3 accounts just off the top of my head personally, that between those 3 accounts is probably 20 to 25 TODs, and one I know is 1 or 2 of them are not even KYC'd, but they're people that bought stuff really early and then just walked away. All 3 accounts, they bought stuff really early, season 1 stuff, and not that they're not interested, but they bought it and they're like, oh, I'll come check this in a year or 2. I mean, I had one of them on my channel as a professional poker player, and he's like, yeah, I mean, I checked on the bull run, was like, oh shit, my stuff's doing really well. And then he just was like, oh, I'll come check on it in another year and see how it's going. So, you know, I want to caution people that, you know, might think that, oh, these are, you know, bot accounts or whatever. They're never going to see the light of day. I mean, I'm not even joking. It's minimum 20 to 25 TODs between those 3 accounts that I know of personally. Like, I know those people that own those accounts, and they're just chilling. They come in when they want to, or they just, you know, they came in season 1, bought some stuff early, and just along for the ride. So, yeah.
I do remember not too long ago that Superstar Money Channel, they had mentioned when there was an update to the like terms and conditions that like VeVe put out, there's something about the inactive accounts and what would happen to those collectibles or the like account itself. I don't remember what it was, but I remember that they brought up concerns that they had about, well, that's, you know, there should be a little more leeway to it, and I don't recall that it was like unreasonable, but there were terms and what happens to those. I'd be interested. I mean, I'm sure people will like do their due diligence to at least try to communicate with them, whether it's an email or what. But it's kind of like those are just going to be out in limbo, right? It's makes you wonder how much is really out there that's going to be out for the market.
A black hole account. A vortex in the digital collectible world where things disappear.
Yeah, and this is
never to be
VeVe's
seen again.
VeVe's a closed ecosystem, so at least we can kind of, I mean, you can track anything, but yeah, when you're talking about the Bitcoin, those are just going to addresses. Someone doesn't even know it came to them, or who knows, they just forgot. Like, I've made a bunch of addresses and just, I mean, that piece of paper is somewhere, maybe in a shred bin, who knows, but I just made an account and left it, and by chance, I mean, it's very unlikely, but somebody could have accidentally sent it to me, and now that wallet will never be accessed. And at least VeVe is still a closed ecosystem, so we'll see what happens with those TODs. But yeah, those I don't remember what the number was, but there's a significant portion of the Bitcoin that's just never going to see the light of day. So it's pretty crazy.
That is crazy.
Imagine if you're one of those early Bitcoiners, you know, and you're like, I'll throw 10,000 bucks at this. And just like, you know, oh my God.
And then bought pizza.
Yeah, the whole pizza story. Oh my goodness. It's so funny. That tweet. Yeah, it's just wild, right? How could we didn't know? I had somebody come to me and like a friend of mine too. Like, I was in my shop around 2017 or 2016, 2017. First year or two, I had my store open, and he's a Star Wars nut, this guy, right? He's a super cool guy. Well, maybe not cool, because I don't know if you say Star Wars nut and cool in the same sentence, but he was a great guy. Let's just say that. I thought he was cool. But he was driving around in a Star Wars deckled out vehicle, like with the Death Star on it. And I mean, it was just so funny and so awesome. And he was just a big, you know, toy collector and everything. And the reason I'm mentioning it is because he was talking to me about, crypto, at that time. And he was like, oh man, do you know about cryptocurrencies? I'm like, nah, I've heard a bit, not really. He's like, oh, you should totally check it out. You should all do, this is crazy. And it's going to be so big and blah, blah, blah. And I was kind of like, oh, yeah, I'm just sitting, I'm like the 40-year-old guy in the collectible shop. I'm not really, Bitcoin's target market, So at the time, so I was kind of just sitting there like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. And so I went home that night and I was looking into it and I was kind of looking at it and I was kind of like, oh God, this is like, how do you even begin? Like, how do you even start? Right. And so I said to him, dude, I don't even know what even to look at. Like, it's all like, I'm looking at algebra here. I'm looking at other languages. I'm looking at the matrix code. Like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. And he's like, oh, join my Discord. I got a Discord with 2 other guys. We're like doing stuff together. And I was on Discord big time because of gaming. So I was like, oh yeah, okay, cool. So I joined up in the Discord with them. And so I get in there and I'm, hanging out. And the 2 other guys were just dicks. They were just douchebags, like super. They were just like, arrogant and like dismissive and just jerks, right? I'm just sitting there like, I don't know these guys. Oh yeah, come on, man, put some money in. What's the matter with you? Type thing. And I'm like, dude, I don't even know you for one. So I said to my friend, I was like, you know what, man, I think I'm good. I'm good for now. Cheers, though. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. But and he's like, are you sure? I don't know. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And then that was the first time I ever heard the term paper hand. And literally was like, before I knew any of this VeVe stuff or anything we're doing and all that kind of, some guy, he called me like a paper hand in the Discord. And I didn't even know what that meant. I was like, what the hell? Paper hand? What does he mean? Was that an insult? Like, I had no idea what he was. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I just like, put it away, forgot about it and didn't do anything for like a couple of years. But if I would have like somehow had some really supportive people, like the people in this room, then maybe I would have like, made some bank. But you can't roll with people like that. It's just so it's just like whatever.
You bring up such a good point because we were kind of talking about this on our roundtable and how in the early days of VeVe there were a lot of like crypto minded people and you slowly start to see them dissipate and they just move on and they FUD on their way out a lot of times. And that's just such a bad look for any new collectors that come into the app and just love the IP, love the content, and want to have that nostalgic feeling. And so I'm just so glad that we've gone through this, even though it is tough times. I'm glad we're going through it because it has purged the community of a lot of the people who are here for the wrong reason. And like for me, I was here for the wrong reason, but I kind of converted over. And I think that's what this has allowed the community to be cleansed of a lot of that stuff. And so I'm really hopeful that when people that have never heard of digital collecting before, when they get introduced to it and they come into the VeVe app, they'll interact with this community that we currently have right here, right now, and see the love for the fandom. And that will help them just enjoy themselves and get in as a safe space instead of feeling like they're bullied. And like that sucks that you went through that. And it's like, why? I don't understand why people are like that, but I'm glad that this community isn't like that.
Yeah, it didn't hurt my feelings. I just thought those guys were dicks. But yeah, you're 100% right, man. I was just like, because my friend there, he was like, yeah, I don't know. No, they're good guys. They're good guys. Don't worry. No, it's all good. I'm like, no. Sorry, guys. I'm not giving my money to that guy, because I didn't even have a wallet. I didn't even know how to do that. Oh, yeah, just, give it to me. No. Like, are you joking me right now? But it's true, man. It's true. Yeah. It's good memory, though. I think it's a good story, too. I always like telling that one. It's fun because I got paper handed and I didn't even know what it was. I literally was sitting there wondering, did I just get insulted? Like in type, like it was typed, right? It wasn't spoken. I was like, paper hand? I'm like, what the hell does that mean? I literally I thought about it for like an hour or two. I was like, and then I actually DM'd my friend. I was like, what does paper hand mean? He's like, oh, it means you like, you don't hold on to stuff you sell right away. You're weak or whatever. I was just like, oh, okay. Well, like, F you. It's my response back. Just 2 letters. And then I left this. Then I left the server. I'm like, done.
Well, now you Diamond Hand Comics and VeVe Collectables, right? So showed them.
Don't scorn me, you guys. Don't get on the bad side.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm looking for the fucking. I'm sorry.
No, that was perfect. That was
Evolve's
perfect.
having fun.
Yeah, bounce you right out of here.
He's our DJ Evolve.
Evolve, when are you gonna boot someone from the space in anger? That's gonna happen. This is your first hosting, right? So at some point, you just gotta kick someone the hell out of here. You know, but we need somebody. You know, you get do it like DYNO does it, just for fun. You know.
I should have done it to DYNO. I should have done it to DYNO.
Oh, that would have been
hilarious. Just for fun, like you're down.
Yeah,
you're
exactly,
down.
exactly, just for fun. Because he rugs everybody, so I think it's his turn.
He rugged himself. So.
But it has been an awesome chat. I don't want to keep anyone too long. I know everyone's got to go to bed at some point, right? Or does no one sleep and just read comics all night? Just kidding. Thank you, everyone. Honestly, I appreciate everyone coming in to hang out with us. WebV Wednesdays. We do this every Wednesday, about 8 to 10 every Wednesday. But today we did it a little longer just because I felt like hanging out with y'all. It was fun. But I am getting tired. I'm not going to lie. I got to wake up early. Just a little early. Not too bad. But again, thank you. Honestly. It has been fun. DYNO, D, MC, Hinano, Magic, Popey, everyone in the crowd, thank you. We love you.
Yeah, I just want to say real quick that if you did come late and you wanted to catch the whole thing, because I mean, I've been here the whole time. Amazing, amazing conversation. I'm definitely going to go back and rewatch. It's on the YouTube WebV Collective. You can check out the whole thing. And if you've ever missed any of the WebV Wednesdays, this is episode 12 now, 12 weeks straight. Shout out to Ozman. He's back. He's back in the crowd. Yeah, he's been 11 weeks straight doing a great job. We record every space, so if you ever miss any of it, just check it out on the YouTube channel or on Spotify. But yeah, I just want to thank everybody for being here and contributing to the conversation. You guys are awesome.
We record almost every space.
Yeah, it's the intention to record every space. Every once in a while, we accidentally mess it up, but that only happened once so far. But shout out to Evolve for recording this. I always check the top left corner now just to make sure that record button is there. So good job.
Yeah, thanks everyone. This is probably like the 5th time we said that, but thanks guys.
You did a WebV encore, so.
Yeah, it feels like when we're at a party here in Hawaii and everyone's trying to say bye, we say bye like 10 million times before we're actually out the door.
Okay, wait. I got a Hawaiian word I will teach everyone, and it's called hanaho, and that means encore. And we've had a bunch of hanahos tonight, so thank you, everyone.
Can we use that when we're drinking together?
Yes.
Oh yeah, man.
Most definitely.
I heard you're afraid though to drink with me, so I don't know.
No, that was the one night. Dude, you called me at midnight on Friday night at DCon. I already had a bunch. I had to get up early. I knew if I went, and you were like, come on, man, let's do a couple shots. We just got here. And I'm like, oh God, I've been down this road too many times and I desperately wanted to. But I had to get, I think we ended up staying for another hour after that anyway. But next time, man, we're going. You know, we're going to town.
Well, okay. So I don't know which night it was.
I'm an old guy. I can't go to town anymore. I can go sort of like halfway to town.
We're the same age.
I know.
Are you back in town?
I can kind of go halfway into town.
Oh man.
Not all the way downtown.
Not down. Okay.
Maybe uptown.
Midway.
Midway.
Y'all got me lost. I am so lost right now. What?
Sorry,
where
guys.
Are we meeting at? Where are we meeting at?
We're meeting at MC's house.
We're hanahoing right now.
Yes. or Manuia,
You
which
guys
is
want to hear that
cheers. That's
Wednesday
another
night
one
movie
right there.
song one more time for the ending?
Well, I wish I could
Yeah.
meet up with you, Magic, in Vancouver. You're gonna have a good
No,
time. Great people out there, man. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be fun.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm bummed that I won't get to see you, but we'll catch each other later in the year, I'm sure.
Yeah, 100% for sure. Yeah, but it's gonna be fun. It's a good time. Vancouver's a good place. If you guys are in town, I don't live in Vancouver anymore, but it's close by. But I want to go do we got to do this and have the big meetup in Hawaii. That's what we got to do.
Hell yeah.
Come on now.
We're here.
There's a
I
bunch
have
of you
3
up there.
vehicles, you guys. 3 vehicles. Tell me when we're picking
Family
y'all up.
vacation. It'll be.
Are you guys able to drink on the beach and stuff, or is that? I know in California that's off limits.
There's definitely a beach we could go to and do all that, and we could reverse the pickup trucks right to the water and just dip your toes in the water.
Oh,
And we
nice.
can
Is
barbecue
it on the
and
speakers right now?
kayak and
It's
do all
happening.
that.
It's happening.
What was
We're
that,
getting
Evlvd?
rugged. Are we getting rugged? Am I rugging you guys?
Are you
You,
getting?
Hinano
I've
was
heard
talking
everybody.
and
I
then he
think Evolve's
wasn't.
getting rugged.
So
The host is getting rugged.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Over and out. I will see
Well,
you guys later.
Laters, guys. Thanks, everyone.
thanks everyone.
Thank you. Deuces.
Peace.